We don't bow to lies. We stand for truth, faith, and family. This is Break the Machine! Whoever wore the patch, for every heart that still believes. We don't just talk about freedom, we live it! Break the machine, let the truth ignite. Raise your voice, it's time to fight the fight. Big Red One and Daywalker's light, shining faith and freedom through the night. This is Break the Machine, where patriots speak loud and truth never dies.
Good evening, America. Welcome back to another episode of Break the Machine podcast. Apologize, we had some tech issues with our guest. Um, we haven't been able to get her back online. So again, I apologize to all of you that we're starting here a little bit late here tonight. So it is what it is. It's good. We'll get going. Uh, she says now the link isn't working. All right. Well, we are going to get this show on the road, and then I'm going to do what I can to see if we can bring her in. We lost about 15 minutes here. Thank you all for being patient and hanging out with us and whatnot and waiting for us. You guys are definitely, we love you all and whatnot. Mama, what's going on, Mama? Mama, I always get it wrong. It's good to see you. Thanks for having seen you in a while. It's good to see you back in the chat. Nina, hanging with us. Love you as always. We got to get you a picture, by the way, Nina, for your what do you call it for your handle on not Instagram, on Rumble. I will have to try to figure this out with our guests when we get a chance. Anyway, hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Thanks for all of you guys who came to hang out with us on Saturday. Totally appreciate it. It was a great show on the Salty Dog Show. How was your weekend, brother? How are you doing, man?
It was good. I freaking got caught up on a lot of sleep.
Yeah, it was one
I
of
don't
those
know.
weekends where we were able to get some sleep.
I got to bed early last night. I got to bed probably like around 6:30,
Right.
and I slept for about 12 hours. That was a
That
long sleep.
that's always
It
good,
was
man.
good. Apparently, I needed it.
That is always good. I'm going to send her another link and tell her to just rock with that one and see. I don't know what happened. Why her link isn't working? It's. By the way, It's just crazy. Well, if you go, guys, if you all have been paying attention to what has been going on, the our friends on the left capitulated to finally get this cloture over with, so we can move things on to a vote for a clean resolution. Just so everybody's aware, this doesn't mean that we're not in for another fight with these assholes. They're gonna probably do the same bullshit. Okay, but the filibuster is over. Okay, and
Is it officially over?
yes. So what happened was is they voted for cloture to close out the issue to bring the bill onto the floor so they could vote on it, discuss and vote on
So
it.
they could
So
still not. So they could still not pass it.
yes, they could still be dickheads. I don't know if they're gonna do that. I think they've had enough resistance from the so-called moderates. They're not really moderates, dickheads. Okay. Um, and they saw where it was going. It wasn't helping them the way they thought it was. It was absolutely
Hmm.
biting them in the ass. And I think they finally were like, five or six of them, I think, jumped over and was like, "Yeah, we need to get this ball moving again. Let's get the ball rolling and whatnot." Um, that's true. They could nuke it in the House and send it back. I don't think the Republicans are gonna let that happen after everything that went on. They better not. Um, but yeah, they can fuck with it in the House and stuff like that. You're absolutely true. It's very true.
Okay,
You can't hear me. Can
I
everybody
can
else
hear you.
hear me?
I can hear you.
No, I want to make sure that the chat can hear me or whatnot. Jonathan seems to be able to hear me because he's what's up, General Mills? Um, yeah, I'm going to try to get her sent. I'm going to resend her a new link.
All right.
Text her and tell her to just wait for an email for me, brother, so we can try to get her back. Oh, I don't know why this stuff's not
Okay.
working. I bet you it has something to do with her Mac, man, blocking it. I bet you.
Who the heck has a Mac?
Yeah, I bet you. It just like it never fails, man. Uh, where's my draft? Where'd it go?
I
All
do
right.
not understand.
Yeah, what are
You
you
know what
gonna
the
do,
best
man?
part of you know what the best part of today was
Well, what was
was
that, man?
all the liberals complaining
Yes,
about about the Democrats giving in.
I know.
That's all they were talking about all day. And every single conversation went, "Why are
I know.
why? What do you mean you're complaining about your own Democrats giving in? I thought the Republicans were the ones holding it up.
Yeah, they just
Like you
they can't
literally
get out of
can't.
their own way, man.
Yeah, well, you can't keep it. You can't just keep a story straight. All they did for the last 40 days was blame the Republicans.
Yeah, and bitch and moan
So,
and
and
cry
saying it was the
and everything
Republicans
like
that
that.
were keeping the book. Yeah, the Republicans were the ones keeping the government shut down.
Yeah,
Now, all of a sudden today, it's the Democrats giving in. That's why they're going to reopen it.
right.
So what was it? Were the Democrats holding it up, or were the
Who knows, man?
it was the dumbest argument?
Yeah, they're freaking morons, man. There's really nothing you can say about it. It's completely and totally moronic. I just do not understand. Uh, I just don't get it. Actually, we do get it, right? Like we understand, we get it. They said it in plain words. Okay, they were talking
Mhm,
about leverage, right? For 40 days, they talked about how they were using the people
mhm,
as leverage and whatnot, right? That's the only leverage we have and stuff. And here we go, there are zombies, and here we go. They finally get what they want and stuff like that. Well, we got what we want. I will say this. I know that they promised, first off, they promised of something that they had promised them at the beginning of all of this about shelving the whole ACA shit until December. That was an
right.
original thing. That's nothing new. Okay, just so that you all can understand. Hey, Blondie, good to see you. That is not a new idea. It's not something that John Thune has caved to or anything like that. That was actually something that the Republicans told the Democrats in the beginning of all this before they shut the government down. Okay, that
Yeah.
let's pass this clean resolution, let's get it out, let's get it through, and we will revisit this in December. Essentially doing what Congress always does and what Republicans and Democrats always do with one another. They actually do it to us more. They always tell us we're gonna talk about it later, and then they never talk about it, and we never get to do things, okay, and whatnot and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So, and we always get fucked because we let them, bang us over a barrel and whatnot. So That, and then I thought I heard something. It was the ACA. There was something else too. I heard Little Dick Durbin talking about. For the life of me, I can't remember. But you know what we'll do? We'll pull it up in his own fucking words. Because I, for the life of me, could not remember what Little Dick Durbin was talking about. I tried to remember so that we could talk about it tonight, and I was just like, shit. But
Yeah.
I could have sworn they put out a video. Because they did this yesterday. And they were all fucking crying and whatnot. And he was like, I can't in good faith and all this other bullshit and everything like that.
Crap.
And
So
they
stupid.
they capitulated, you know? Yeah, they were just morons, man.
Some of these
Absolutely.
Democrats, they're in swing districts.
Yeah.
They better
Yeah, they are.
watch it. It's probably the ones that are the ones caving.
Yeah, they're in a well, Little Dick Durbin is not coming back, right? So like he can cave. Like I think he's retired. He's not running again. And it's Illinois. No Republican stands a chance in Illinois anyway. So it's not their seat is pretty safe there. You know,
Yeah.
he can do whatever he wants. And I think Sheehan too up in what is it, New Hampshire? She's New Hampshire or Rhode Island?
Who?
Sheehan or Sheehan and whatever however the fuck you pronounce her name.
Oh, no idea.
I think she's New Hampshire. I can't for the life of me remember. And why is this not coming up, man? Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so like so again, so just so everybody understands the Democrats that came over to our side, Scott, I think most of them are not even running and they're just like, so like they can do it.
It's like,
So
fuck it.
it's all for it's all for show. It's all for hey,
All the more reason.
yeah,
All the more reason why they shouldn't have done it then. If they have nothing to lose, they shouldn't have cared.
right. Well, but they do.
Hmm.
Because it was kicking their ass, Scott. It was like they were getting their asses handed to them.
It makes it look worse though.
Yeah. Well, you seen
Like
yeah,
I
you
was though.
seen them all
I
bitching,
think I
right?
made a comment. I think I commented on your post today
Yeah, he
when the
did.
liberals were saying that they caved in too quickly. I'm like, so what? The longest filibuster in recent history was caving too quickly. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that
What, they didn't cave in
they.
4 days. They caved in 40 days. I
I
don't think
know.
they. I don't think anybody expected them to even go to that long.
No, I
Not
honestly
near
thought
that long.
I got to give them credit. They stuck it out longer, but I think it was
Yeah.
really starting to it's yes, X has been nothing but liberal bullshit. I'm not even Elon admitted that today. Uh, it's his people running the show though. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I
How can Elon be complaining about that? What kills
I
me?
know he was bitching. I know he was complaining about that his feed is like stuck with like liberal bullshit, right? But the usual suspects, okay, crying, Harry Twink sissing and everything like that, and that post that I did, if you notice, it started off like with Harry sissing, I think, and then it got progressively worse, and towards the end, finally screaming and yelling. You had people fucking bitching and moaning. Did you tell I sent her a new link, bro?
Tell her right now.
Yeah. Tell her I mean, it's not new, but I just resent the link to see if maybe the pathway or something like
She's
that
saying
on the
this.
one that I
She's saying it's not. She's saying it's not working.
at all.
Yeah. She's saying so. We'll just try another day. Like, all right, so we'll
Okay.
just let it go.
Yeah, we'll let it go. And again, fam, apologize for all of that tech issues. We couldn't get her up and running for whatever reason. Um, yeah, Veterans Day is tomorrow. Thanks, Ray. Today's the Marine Corps birthday. I wished happy birthday to all my fellow Marines. Those of you who know me know that my first stint on active duty was actually with the Marine Corps. My war stint, was with the Army, and whatnot. Yeah, Scott always does post some really good shit about that. It's good to
What did
see
I
you, Ray.
post?
Says that you had a great post on Rumble about who is and always has been the bad guys.
Oh yeah, it's on my Rumble page. I have a link on the Rumble page that shows if that's the
Mm-hmm.
one you're talking about, Nina. The it's a long scroll. It's a long video scroll showing the history of the Democrat Party and every single thing they voted for and against, and proving that there was never a party switch.
Yep.
They've always been the same party against minorities, against black people, against equality, all the way up until the 2000s,
And they absolutely
the
suck
2020s.
dick.
Hmm. The
They're
whole of
absolutely
history, and for
terrible.
some reason, nobody seems to know this. I don't understand how how nobody seems to know that you are Democrat or liberal about their history, and they have no idea.
It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, again, because nobody's really teaching this shit, right? So, like,
Hmm.
nobody knows because they don't get taught anything. Keep talking. I'm just going to check something really quick. All right, it's there. Uh, I got to do an ad read in a little while, bro. But right now, we're not worried about that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I did my first ad read, bro, on Saturday, man. It went pretty good. I didn't sound too much like a fucking schmuck. But
Wow.
now that we got these things, man, we're part of the Rumble. The channel is part of the Rumble Creator Program. So I only got to do 5 of them a month. So I figured if we get them out early, we get the first 5 episodes of freaking, including a Saturday, um, where it would get it over with in the beginning of the month, and I have to worry about it the rest.
Hmm.
So just in case everybody wants to know, uh, the
I'm
channel
gonna
is in the
pop.
creator program on Rumble. Go ahead.
I'm gonna pop that link in the chat if anybody wants to go look at it later.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
That that's the video about there's never a party switch. That's on my
Yeah.
Rumble page,
Yeah.
and if you have time, it's like almost 10 minutes long. That's how long. That's how many different things there were. It's just a long scroll.
They have a litany.
Everything they've done.
They have a history that's absolutely just the
Hmm.
worst.
Yep.
Scaravilla, good to see you. Welcome to the channel.
Um,
I have never seen you before. If you have subscribed, appreciated already, or rather followed, but you just been hanging out, lurking. We like you guys too. If you're lurking and whatnot, we appreciate you. We still get the engagement, and we just appreciate the fact that you hang out with us and listen to us uh, pontificate and
uh,
opine about things and whatnot. You know, we were supposed to have a guest tonight. We had some tech issues, so that didn't
Sorry
happen.
about that, everybody.
Yeah, it's these things happen at times, but we had to get the show on, so we had to get going and whatnot. So we started a little bit late. So if Scott can't hang after 10, I will make sure that I give you those last 15 minutes that you
Yeah.
lost. uh, I know Scott
All
has
right.
to
Well,
get going. What is going on, Liberty?
I'm gonna give you something, Eric, too.
What's up, man?
If you need a if you've been frustrated and you just want a good laugh, just
Oh
put that
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Did you put it in the private
I
chat?
I DM'd you, yep, in the chat private chat.
Okay, hang on. Let's see.
It's
Just
not it's
it's
not
from
long. It's only like 15 seconds, probably 15
it's
20 seconds.
is it a YouTube thing?
Yep.
Okay, hang on. I think I've seen this one. It's fucking hilarious. Hang on. We gotta share this
I
with the
can't
peeps.
I cannot believe that this was like from a real movie.
I know. Uh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think we got her. I don't see any issues with sound. Can you hear me, Benita? Okay, and you can see
What?
that we got her. Our guest is here. So, yeah, well, you know
We,
what? Well, I'm gonna save this one, Scott. Okay, so that we could, what do you call it?
we should
I-
no, we
I'm
should make Benita have to watch it.
all right. We'll make, but Benita
We,
is gonna
we
have to watch it.
Patty, sorry,
So,
Patty, you have to watch this, Patty. Hold on.
all right. Let me bring this up and put this on the
This is
screen, and then
this
Patty
is
is
what
gonna
is
be
it
hanging
called?
with us. It's
What is
called
it
the.
called?
Hang on.
The best death scene
Yeah,
ever
this is the best death scene in history, fam.
in history. Sound volume up.
Is that Jackie Chan? Dude. What the hell?
The acting. Chef's kiss.
What the hell?
Chef's kiss.
Okay. Sorry
Ah,
for all of the issues on
Patty,
the.
what was it
what
the first
happened? How'd
link
you get
that
back
was the
in?
issue?
No, I had to play with it a
All
bit.
right.
I've had issues
Oh,
in the
great.
past on both devices actually, so it's a little weird.
But I noticed that you have a Mac, and for whatever reason, okay, because Chrome is basically on the I mean Chrome you can get it on a Mac too, on Mac products as well,
Yeah.
right? But it's really built for Windows systems, the operating system.
Right.
So I always notice that like anybody who tries, it's just a pain in the ass. And then of course these studios require you to use Chrome in
Right.
order to get in. So
Exactly.
it was probably something that was just lingering in the background that was telling you nope, 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 and then finally whatever you did, it worked. So that's
I
what's most
tried my
important.
Or
phone. Yeah.
did
You
you try a different
pressed
device?
everything. You just started touching everything.
Fuck.
We got a friend of the show called Crazy Dude that's all he does is mash shit, and like well he usually screws things up when he's mashing things, but
Oh
I'm
no.
glad you were able to get through. So
Yeah, I
um
apologize for the
it
inconvenience.
it's these things happen. It's okay. It is not the end of the world. While you're getting set up, what I'm gonna do is because I got to do these ad reads now that we're on Rumble and we're modified. So you continue to get set up. I'm gonna do a quick ad read, and then we'll bring you back and get you rolling. And we'll talk about your fight to protect
Don't
kids
go
and
anywhere.
whatnot in the state of California. So don't go anywhere, right? All right, fam. Here we go. Let's get going here. Okay. All right, my outdoor crew. If you're into fishing, camping, or getting off the grid, meet your new best friend, the Hunter Orange 25 quart cooler from Caddis Sports. Of course, there's no picture, so you can't see it. Thanks, Caddis. This isn't your average cooler. It's roto-molded for max durability, bear-proof, and 20% lighter than other brands, so it's easy to haul whether you're deep in the backcountry or just setting up at the dock. You'll get up to 3 days of ice retention thanks to thick, high-performance insulation. That means cold drinks, fresh food, and fewer ice runs, whether you're chasing muttons offshore or posted up at a campsite. Best part, it's 40 to 50% cheaper than the big name coolers, but still built to perform season after season. And like all Caddis Sports name brand gear, it's proudly made here in the USA. Use code RUMBLE at the checkout for 10% off your order today. That's caddissports.com. Go grab the Hunter Orange cooler and keep your next adventure ice cold. All right, fam. Let's get going. Let's bring Patty back. Let's get the show on the road. All right. Patty, fighting for kids out in California. You guys know Chelsea Boyle. You guys know Antoinette. We brought several other people on, but you're gonna meet Patty tonight, okay?
Mhm.
Her links are in the description. You can follow her if you're on Instagram and whatnot. Okay, thanks, Liberty. And let's get going. What got you going? First off, and this will probably add into what you're going to be talking about tonight. The IOC has now banned all Transformers, okay, from competing, all right, in women's sports. That is going to have an absolute trickle down effect, okay?
Well,
Because they're not going to be able to make it. They're not going to be able to make it to the Olympics and stuff like that, and cheat there against fucking women as well. But go ahead, Patty. What got you going?
with what part? I've been doing
I know
more.
you've been advocating about keeping boys out of girls' bathrooms and lockers and whatnot, and everything else that's been going on in the state of California.
You know, the sad thing is that that's not going to even impact California because the
That's
government
probably true.
here, where it's like commie land here. We
Yeah.
are our
Yeah.
own country in California. The governor, a lot of the politicians here, they don't want to acknowledge Title IX. I mean, they
Right.
bend over backwards to create new laws, new bills. Every time, like, we have a little win at a school district or at a county, they bend over
Mhm.
backwards to create new bills,
Right.
block any kind of a win. So, as much as I love the news that, the Transformers are going to be banned, California, it doesn't matter because they don't follow the law here.
It's true. No,
That
Yeah.
that's a very
it's
fair
sad.
statement.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's gotta.
What
Go ahead, Scott.
what school district do you focus on, or were you working in mostly?
I don't focus on a school district. I mean, there's just
Okay.
a variety of different activists. We shoot each other, either flyers or agenda items. And that's why you
Mhm.
see so many people sometimes located in certain school districts because
Hmm.
people are working with each other from different counties. People will drive sometimes 2 to 3 hours to go support someone in another county
It's
because
good.
that's how
That's
hard
good.
it is to get people to go to a school board meeting unless it's something drastic, right? Like when Temecula tried to get
Mhm.
the girls to sign some form that they had
These,
mental illness,
yeah, the
the
psychiatric form
the
that they'll be, yeah,
biological girls, yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. Not
Mhm.
the boys,
it,
not
it's
the
not
boys,
even so much
girls.
like a school district because the whole state is screwed up. The
Hmm.
whole state
Lord.
from top to bottom. So I love the win for the Olympics. I love the
Mhm.
win for the rest of the country. But California, we are literally our own state over here, our own country. Sorry, we're not even part of the union
Mhm.
at the rate that Governor Newsom treats the kids here.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
really sad. But you know what makes it worse is the party, the Democratic Party, as much as they try to be inclusive and they worry about everyone's feelings, when you have biological girls going to the podiums and they're speaking out against whatever it is that they don't like, whether it's the locker room or the restroom, girls can be in tears. They do not care. You will have board
They
members
don't.
that will sit in their seat and they will advocate more for the biological boy than the actual biological girl that is in front of them in tears, asking and begging for their own space. That's sad. That's
Yeah,
sad.
we see them. They're on their phones they're on their phones while the girls are
They
like
don't.
crying. They don't even pay
They don't.
Yeah,
attention.
they don't even pay
And a lot
attention
of
to
them
what the
are
girls are saying.
union pushed, though. That's the
Mhm.
Hmm.
problem. A lot of them are union pushed, so they don't care. And instead of working with parents, they demonize them, whether it's on a social media platform or when they're sitting up there in their seats, they badmouth parents as they're there or community members instead of listening to them. Their
Mhm.
constituents that put them in the seats that they're in. So it's sad. I wish I had more joy, but it doesn't affect California. And I don't think the rest of the country sees how badly we're like the stepchild of the country. We really
Yeah,
are.
it's sad.
No,
We brought
it's worse than that.
yeah, yeah. I was about to say it's a sad thing to see. We brought we have plenty of friends of the show that have been on that are from California. Scott and I worked overtime on this show to try to, raise the alarms of everything that goes on in California with not just Prop 50. We've had Antoinette Jensen on a couple of times to talk about, being an advocate for kids and being a mandatory reporter as a teacher and how she was retaliated against, when she was reporting abuse. We've had Chelsea Boyle on here multiple times and other Californians who've been on the show doing the same thing. We had, oh God, I can't for the
Mhm.
life of me because I'm drawing a blank. We had a fantastic couple on with us too from Cali that were fighting a father
Right,
who,
Christ centered patriot.
there you go, Christ Centered Patriot and her husband. Okay, we're on the show and she's been out there fighting and he stood up and he's like, I gotta stand with my woman and I gotta stand with my kids. And he's been very vocal. And it was good to see more fathers because we're starting to see more of it.
Oh,
Um, We've had Lucky Vato on too, from the
Oh,
California movement and stuff like that. We've had him on too, so we know that there are patriots out there that are not only just to fight to change California,
mhm.
politically, but that are in the trenches trying to protect women and children as well. Especially little girls because they're the ones that are feeling the brunt of all this bullshit.
I think more people still need to wake up. Like
Oh
when
yeah.
COVID happened and a lot of people started waking up because they realized the reality of everything. I still think that people are blind, unfortunately. It's weird, but I still
It's
think people are
Mhm.
blind. I mean, not
I
including the leftists, of course.
I think with most people, it's willful
Yeah.
ignorance because they're afraid to speak up, right? Because in a place like California, you get retaliated against, you get canceled, you get your business freaking shut down. You get like the force of the government. I mean, we saw the force of the government across the nation during COVID, but it was really bad in a place like California. Okay. The force of the government was really serious in California. I mean, for Christ's sake, they were arresting people during COVID. The sheriffs went out and arrested some dude who was doing yoga on the beach with nobody else around. There was literally nobody else on the beach with him, and they went to take him off. They filled skateboard parks. They filled them in with sand just to make sure kids didn't come. I mean, like it is really
Um,
sad to see.
I'm aware. I was arrested twice during the lockdowns. One in
Good Lord.
Sacramento, and then another one in San Clemente.
Hey, what?
So
For what?
they weren't
For
kidding.
COVID?
Yeah.
For COVID?
Oh fuck yeah.
Holy shit. That's
In
crazy.
Sacramento, I think for that one, it was the May Day protest. There was maybe 5,000 people up there, and 30, I think 30 or 31 of us got arrested. They took us underneath the Capitol. And then the one in San Clemente, it was only 8 of us that got arrested, but they had 200 sheriffs out there. So it
Hmm.
was bad during COVID. Like I said, I think a lot of people haven't reached that moment of the brick in your face to see reality for what it is. And
I
people in
I think
California
it's a
don't have
mix.
an excuse anymore, though. Not for
Yeah,
this.
Get upset
there
about
is
the
no
wrong
excuse.
things.
Yes, there you go, Scott.
Well, well, you see, California is full of people that don't want to listen to the government when it's something like innocuous. Like remember the whole scene when they tried to say no fireworks,
Yeah,
and what
like
happened?
everybody was lighting up
What
fireworks all
happened
across the
across
state.
LA County? It was like
Yeah,
the
It's
biggest fireworks celebration in the world.
yeah.
right.
But for that, people will go out and they'll risk fines and everything like that. But for things like protecting kids, you see them; they're just not that interested, or they're afraid to, or they just don't care.
That's
But there's a lot of
probably
people
all
that
of that
still
is
don't.
true, Scott.
There's a lot of people that still don't know, and it depends on the communities too. Like there's a big language barrier in a lot of communities. And the Democrats, especially around the Hispanic community, where the Democrats have managed to get a stronghold on a lot of the communities and brainwash them. So when people, other advocates like myself, we're going up and we're saying things, it's very hard because a lot of the times people accuse us of lying, and we
Yeah,
have to show books and agendas.
yeah.
It's hard.
Everything is misinformation, right? Like, and you could literally we've talked about it a lot. Scott and I have talked about it. We could literally tell people in our own families, show them video, show them what's actually happening. Okay, like literally, this happened to this person. That wouldn't happen, and that could never have happened. And you show it to them, okay, and they still will do this and go like this and just like, no, that didn't happen. I was like, but look at the video. No, but it didn't happen. But you're not looking at the video to see that it happened. Okay, and some people, you can talk to your blue in the face, you can show them the video footage, you can show them all the paperwork. Doesn't matter. They just, again, that's that just willful ignorance. That's a good way. Cognitive dissonance. Okay, they just refuse to, they're pussies. Let's just be real about it. They're just straight up pussies. They're afraid to just stand up and do what's right. Okay, and it's sad to see. I spent a lot of time in California. I got family in California, so um, it's just sad. It's a beautiful state. I got to party. I got to party in California when California was fun to party in.
Not anymore.
Yeah, it's just not
Not
the same.
anymore. No, it's not. But people have to stop being chicken shits. That's the problem. It's like
Yeah,
you said, stop being a pussy. You know,
yeah,
people care more about what their friends might think or say, or a coworker, instead of, hey, my kid goes to a school where they're treating girls like shit. Why? Because there's a boy, a biological boy that has feelings. And because there's so many groups out here that are so worried about all the trans kids' feelings, they don't give two shits about the girls,
yeah.
that it just
Yeah.
it puts people in a weird place. But we've really come to the point where if you give a shit, you better take being called a bigot and shut up. Just take it.
It's
Who
true.
cares? Who cares
Yeah,
if they
but
call you a
does that
bigot?
word even mean anything anymore,
No,
right?
it
Like,
doesn't.
it doesn't
It
even mean
doesn't.
anything anymore,
No.
right? Like, because like the Nazi, they call us everything, every instant ism in the book, right? And they don't, these words have no value anymore, okay, because they put
Mhm.
that label on absolutely everything we do. We get called far right, and they don't even understand far right, okay? We're not even remotely far right, and that is the thing, the labels, right? And you have to, not like you just said, don't give a shit about the labels, really, because that's all they are. They mean shit at this point. These words mean nothing.
Yeah.
If you've actually experienced bigotry for real in your life, you know what it is. Okay, so it's just bullshit. But like you said, you got to fight. And like I said, stop being pussies and you just got to do it. But there is a movement of you guys out there, okay, that
Oh,
is
there is.
absolutely in the trenches, day in and day out, trying to fight. And one of the reasons why we have you on, because like we've been trying to highlight that fight and let our viewers know and let other viewers know that this is happening in a place like California, whether you know it or not. You're not going to know it because the Marxist state media is not going to tell you, but we will show it to you.
No, they want everyone to just keep thinking that California is liberal, which there are a lot of liberals, but there's a lot of conservatives that are going to board of supervisors, city council, different commissions, uh, the school board meetings, all sorts of meetings. They just never highlight those people because it doesn't fit into the narrative that they want to share to the rest of the country, which is that California is a democratic state. But if they couldn't cheat, then we wouldn't
That
be
that
a democratic state.
that is that is
Mhm.
It would be a Republican state if they wouldn't be able to cheat.
That
They cheat
that
bad.
is a key point you just made there, Patty. Okay,
It's
is
the
that
election.
California? Listen, the cheating happens all across the country. We know that, but
Not
California
right
is
here.
absolutely their A game on cheating in voting is absolutely spectacular. It's just it's just like it's jaw dropping how much in awe you can be when you see it actually happening. Like, holy shit, how's this even happening? Well, we will see. The Supreme Court is going to be taking up a case about mail-in ballots and stuff like that. We will see what the precedent comes out of that. Um, I hold half hope when it comes to that, because like we get wins with them, but then we also get losses with them too. So we will see. About same day. I don't know if you guys seen. Speaking of voting, did you guys seen Ratchet Crockett out there talking about fucking not to not to rely on Dominion voting machines?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
terrible.
Now, because a Republican, she's mad against it because a Republican bought the company.
Yeah, a conservative bought the company, and didn't he change it to like Liberty Voting or some shit like that?
No
Hmm.
kidding.
Yeah. All of a sudden, now they don't want them. Just
Yeah,
like that. Remember when
yeah.
Trump was? You could get your account banned, demonetized. You could get everything against you if you criticized them just a few years ago.
Yep.
And now, because they could do no wrong, and now what
Yeah,
happened?
they were safe and reliable, just like the fucking vaccine, right?
Hmm.
Liberty says this is so true. Liberty, this is Liberty 101. Says if a kid can't drink until 21, why isn't it the law they have to be at the age to transition? I'm not for that, but just saying. I will say this, okay?
Hmm.
Like I've said on multiple occasions, what you do past the age of 18, it's none of my business. Okay, you're a
Give a shit
legal
about.
adult, not only here in the United States, but most countries consider you an adult at 16. With that said, okay, after 18, what people do with their bodies in their bedrooms, okay, regardless of whether I disagree with it or not, that is their choice to do. What you do prior to that, as adults, we have to protect them, because as every study has shown, especially coming out of freaking Europe, the Swedes did a 15-year study on this transformer shit, okay? And you know what they came to the determination is? If you just leave the children alone, they'll figure it out.
Oh, we
Imagine that.
oh,
Yeah,
we
imagine that. Something as simple that we've always known. If you just leave kids alone, they'll fucking figure it out. And if you just guide them in the right direction, they'll figure shit out. Okay? If you just give them the help that they need when they're having these mental issues, okay, they'll figure it out. But it took a 15-year study to show that shit that we already know. Of course, that's in Europe, that's not here. But actually the study, there was a study too that came out around the same time of that freaking twat that was working for Obama, who was pushing all of this shit at the time. Okay, her
Hmm.
study found the same thing. Okay, it's that that these hormones and all this other stuff just really does irreparable damage. Of course, they hid that for a long time. It didn't come out until years later. All right, but she had that too. telling people and brainwashing parents into believing that your kid is going to kill themselves if they don't transition. Okay, can you imagine that psych fucking job on people? And the cowardice of the parents to not push back and be like, fuck you, my kid's not going to kill himself because, my kid is freaking 2 years old. He doesn't know that he's a boy or a girl, right? He can't even identify that. He knows he's got fucking something hanging, some twig and berries hanging between his legs and stuff like that, but he doesn't really understand it yet. Why don't you just leave him alone? He'll figure it out.
I
Yeah,
met a
like Musk's kids. Go ahead.
I
What were you
met
gonna
a
say, Patty?
mom. Sorry, excuse me, but only because you said that. I met a mother at an event, church event, and her daughter was uh, she was brainwashed in school, born a
Mm-hmm.
biological girl. The school pushed it in her head that she could become a boy. The mother had to go to court because she was removed for not gender confirming with her daughter. She
God.
ended up agreeing. Daughter goes back to her. One day, her daughter woke up and realized no matter how many surgeries she had, how many pills she took, she could never become a boy.
Right.
So she walked to a train and she stood in front
Mm.
of an oncoming train, and the
Good
train
Lord.
killed her because she realized that the lie that they fed her in school was just that, a lie. So when these
That's
people are
infuriating.
saying that, children are going to kill themselves, you're damn straight they're going to kill themselves. They're going to kill themselves when they realize that people have been telling them a lie and that
Yeah.
they cannot be the
Yeah, it's
person
their
that
fault.
you're telling them.
Yeah. Like again, like us, that's so sad. That is horrible. I'm very, very saddened to hear that. That shit breaks my heart. But like Oscar here right here says, Scara, okay? Adults are the ones pushing this gender crap. Senator Wiener, God, don't even get me started on that pervert,
Oh my God.
fucking perverted fuck.
Show them.
In California has passed laws that lowers the age adults can have relations with, yeah, and not get in trouble with. But you know what's even sickening? Is that your fucking governor didn't veto that shit when it came across his desk. He went right along with it. Okay. And mind you, even if he would have vetoed it, Scott Wiener and his freaking pedophiles would have probably, what do you call it? They would have found a way to pass it anyway and override that veto because they're sick. They're sick individuals. All right. Because as I've said ad nauseum, they want to do nefarious things to your kids. They want to desensitize your children from anything sexual, right? So they don't understand what's happening to them. Okay. And that is what master manipulators and these creeps do, all right, in real time, in real life. And that's what they wanted to do. Um, wow, Liberty says, my niece was indoctrinated to be queer, had a queer teacher. She liked boys before his class. What happened there? It's all adults pushing this shit on these kids, okay? Kids don't know any better.
No.
Shit,
But
Scott,
now,
you've posted on more than one occasion about that.
but now you have California too, though. We have an LGBTQ community.
Yeah, the
Scott
alphabet
Wiener
mob.
pushed the community. So now,
Yeah.
like even the schools, because you have some schools, they'll take off the tampons and pads.
Hmm.
Legally, they're supposed to have them on now, right? But there's some schools they'll take them off and they'll put them up when they know that they're going to have a visit to make sure that they're on.
Yeah.
But
So
now
they,
that
yeah.
you're going to have the LGBTQ community going and monitoring, schools to see if they're enforcing everything and anything, it's going to make it even harder for teachers that don't believe in pushing this to stand their ground in front of these people. A lot of people are worried to get fired, unfortunately. But I don't think people understand just how bad California is. Like, everybody can't homeschool here. Everybody can't
Yeah.
afford it.
Yeah, we've talked about that. How yes, homeschooling is important, but we understand that not
Not
everybody can do
everybody
it. Not everybody can do it. That has to be, and the state of California makes it difficult, incredibly more difficult anyway to do. They set extra rules and stuff like that in place to make sure that you can homeschool your child, and also with the charter schools, we've seen what they've been doing there, just making it harder and harder to even get into charter schools and get a better education for your kids. Uh, but the curriculum as a whole it is a disaster, and that's across the nation. We know California is bad, but it's bad in places like New York. I grew up in New York, so I know. I'm a product of the public educational system in the city of New York for the first 13 years of my life. Well, not all 13, because I obviously wasn't in school and all, but from kindergarten straight through 8th grade. Okay. And it was evident when my parents took us out of the city and we moved to the suburbs, how much I was lacking when I went to the suburbs to a school that actually had a real education. Okay. And I went from being an A student in Brooklyn, okay, to a C student at best my freshman year of high school. Okay. Realized how behind I actually was. And it put a chip on my shoulder because I took my education seriously. All right. It put a chip on my shoulder. It turned me into a knucklehead. I didn't want to do anything. I started cutting classes and being a dipshit. Okay. Because like I had it in my head that I couldn't learn. Then of course, once I actually started applying myself, okay, because I actually liked school. I was starting to get A's and stuff like that. But it took me all through high school being a fucking a chicken head, okay, all through high school until my senior year. I finally got my shit together. Hey, cowgirl, what's going on? So I understand this education is terrible. But California, what they're doing to your kids are just incredible, which is why we love people like you who are standing up and want to continue to fight no matter what. And you're not just fighting for like your own family, you're fighting for other people's kids too.
I don't even have kids in school anymore.
There you go. Yeah.
My youngest
No.
is in his late 20s. I don't have kids in school
Mhm.
anymore, but I have
Right.
nieces and nephews that are in the school system. So I'll be damned if I'm just
You
gonna
can have
sit here.
grandkids that'll go through there eventually.
Yeah, you can have grandkids going through at some point.
No, anytime soon, I hope.
Ah,
No, but honestly,
There's
I
nothing.
don't wish this shit on anybody.
I'm an abuelo. Don't worry about it. It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. I just don't think mine need to have any at the moment. But
Yeah, I feel you. I
ah.
feel you.
nobody needs this shit. You
Yeah.
know, it's like I had, like yourself, we had the privilege of you're watching your kids, they're growing up, they don't have all this weird shit next to them that you didn't have
Mhm.
to worry about. Is there some guy, you know, with a dick going in where your daughter's changing, looking under, putting a phone? It's
Ugh.
weird. It's
Right.
weird. And if people don't stand up and say something, it's only going to get worse. But you know what? I have to say, if anything good is going to come out of this, a real woman's movement is going to come out of this, because now the more that they continue to push biological girls to the side, you're having more grown women getting together and banding arm in arm to fight against this. So if anything, these fake feminists, the people that call themselves feminists, they're going to be shown what a real one actually is, with
Yeah.
the woman that's standing behind women's issues, because that's where this is heading towards. It's a
Yeah.
gender thing at this point in
Yeah.
California.
The feminazis are full of shit. They have not been part of any kind of movement to protect women for a very long time now.
They don't give a shit about. They don't give a shit
It just turned
about
into a movement to let's hate men, let's go take jobs that we can't fucking do, but we're gonna get them anyway. You know, because we can do anything they can do, we can do better. That's the mentality, right? And you know, we're starting to see that the failures are starting to show, and obviously the big failure that's happening right now is that little girls are not being protected. Okay. um in adult women, right? Because this isn't just happening to little girls, this is happening to these girls when they're in high school, they get to fucking college and they still have to deal with this bullshit. So like if you leave a state like California, okay, and you go to a college, and this is happening in red states too, red state colleges. Well, there's actually been a bigger pushback from uh red states in general to nix that shit, okay? But it's happening in other
Mhm.
places too. It's not just blue states, all right? And they what do you call it? You know, they got to deal with this shit. So like they're competing against fucking boys in high school. Then as they go to, if they make it and get a scholarship, because they're losing scholarships over this shit, okay? And that's like hurt. That's another. Well, that's a whole other fucking talk show with girl sports in this country right now because of this bullshit.
Mhm.
Um, but then they go to college and they have to go up against guys like William fucking Thomas, Leah Thomas in a swim meet, okay, who's beating them by like, you know, 2-3 minutes in a race, you know, in a long distance race. It's just sad. And you're right. More women have to. I've said it from the beginning. This is a woman's fight. Not that as men we shouldn't be there helping, but this is a woman's fight.
It's going beyond the schools, though. They want to
It's
redefine
way before
what
that.
a woman is. They want to call us chest feeders, birthing people.
Birthing people.
What the fuck? I'm sorry. A lot of us, we got stretch marks. We got all messed around with when we were pregnant. You're not going to call it chest feeding people,
I
birthing
know.
people. Or what's worse is when a transvestite causes a cyst.
Oh, I haven't heard that one in a long time. I loved it. I haven't heard that one in a long time. Good. I like it.
We're not cis, you
Yeah.
see, and that's where they got a lot of us fucked up. Don't call us cis. Don't call us anything other than a real name. We're women.
Yeah.
We're born natural. So this is going beyond just the girl sports because you're having issues that are in public spaces where you're
Mm.
having men, grown ass men, telling women that we are cis, that
Yeah.
we're
I,
beneath them. And that's why I'm saying women are standing together more because it's affecting us as a gender. It's not
yeah.
even a little girl thing, it's a gender thing at this point. They hate biological women.
Yeah.
The state of California, they would rather side
Mhm.
with the transvestites, with all the confused people, than with the biological women that want their own spaces. Those of us that are just women and not cis and everything else that they want to rename us.
Yeah, that's again they want to change well they've changed the language actually. It's people like us that are fighting for, basic fucking I'm not calling anybody by any pronouns, all right? It's just I'm not
No,
doing that. I'm not going to destroy the English language any more than it's already been fucking destroyed with ebonics. Um and Liberty
Mhm.
101 says if it's a little child that the parent wants to transition, does it mean the parent hates the gender of their child? Maybe the parents need yes. So that is a very good question, okay?
it is.
You guys have heard me rant about this shit, okay? About these fucking liberal white women, okay, in particular, all right, who do this to their boys and their cuckold husbands that sit back and fucking let it happen, okay? With that said, there's a little caveat. In a place like California, men can't even fight for their kids, okay? We brought Adam Vina on the show, and you know what he's gone through, all right, and what other men in the same situation are going through in a place like California. So that's the caveat I have to give. But in many cases, it's a lot of cuckold men and women who wanted daughters that fucking do this to their kids, okay, or wanted sons and make their daughters, chop off their breasts and all kinds of shit. It's a sad thing to watch.
I think some of them, though, it's like they use their children like a trend, like a purse.
Yes, that's a good way to
Like
put it.
they
Yeah.
just,
Yeah,
if they want to be trendy, like their favorite celebrities that are turning their kids into the opposite thing.
yeah,
Celebrities have been doing that for a very long
a
time.
very long time. Yeah,
I
a
mean, did
very
we
long
forget
time.
all the celebrities that wanted like a Nigerian adopted baby or something like
Oh
that?
yeah, so
They had
that's how it
they
started.
carried them around like it's a purse.
Yeah,
Like, oh, I adopted someone from like this little tribe in Namibia or something like that, and it's like
yeah,
this poor. Actually, feel bad for the kid.
yeah. They were doing that with little Chinese kids too. Remember that was
Hmm.
like the thing
Yeah.
too. Little Chinese babies. That was another thing.
Hmm.
Let's go get a little. Let's go to China and get a baby and stuff like that. It started with that type of stuff and like what Patty was saying. We see people like Megan Fox, all her kids. And what's that? Charlize Theron. They've
Yeah.
absolutely completely fucked their kids up. All right, Cher fucked her kid up a long time ago and stuff like that. So this is a terrible thing that goes on in Hollywood. It's like a sickness in Hollywood with these fuckers, right? Dwayne Wade, we've seen what
Yeah.
he's done with his kid. Magic Johnson with his kid. It
Look
is
at
a
fucking Will Smith.
sickness. And Will Smith, yeah,
Yeah, but
He's
people look
fucked.
up to them. That's the
yeah,
problem. People look up to the dysfunctional, sick people. And
yeah,
it doesn't make any sense, but you
because
know,
we've been coddling and like praising them for decades and decades. It's like
yep,
if you're, if and like the way cancel culture works, it's like if you're some weird minority that makes you above everybody else. So that's what everyone wants to be. They want to be that way.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
well, they're creating their own languages so that they can describe themselves as a Z and a Zem and the Zer and
That's
all that
exactly what
weird
they've done.
shit. Like, who are you? You're nothing,
Yeah,
right? You're
yeah,
just
yeah.
a ball full of words.
It is. Scott has said it on like several posts that he's had. I've said it on the show. He said it on the show.
Mhm.
It is not kids that are messed up. It is these evil, satanic, okay,
Bingo.
demonic fucking adults that want to do nefarious things to your kids that push this shit with grooming, okay, of children. And like I said earlier, They want to desensitize children from any kind of sexualism at all. Okay, not just a word. All right, and just break those barriers down permanently so they can constantly do things to hurt kids, because that is what they in their nature. All right, they're sick individuals and they have to hurt children. That's why they keep doing it. And none of them, someone said in the chat, I missed it, forgot who said it, but they said in the chat, most of these people don't even have their own kids, so they want to groom yours.
No, they don't. Like Scott Wiener, as you said his
Yeah.
name before.
Yeah.
You know he's running for Congress now.
That doesn't surprise me at all. He's probably going to win in California too.
No, don't say that. Don't,
Nancy
It's-
Pelosi's
that's-
daughter's running.
don't
Yeah,
say
Nancy
that
Pelosi's
into
daughter's running too.
existence.
Yeah.
No way.
She announced that today.
Really?
She
I
did.
didn't see
Yeah.
that.
But is that for
Mhm.
Congress or a state seat? I thought that was for a state seat.
I thought she
Wiener?
was running for her mom's seat, to be honest.
I thought I heard. Jonathan, can you pull up if
thought it
Nancy
was her
Stretch
mom's seat.
Pelosi's daughter, what seat she's running
Oh,
for?
no, that's right. Scott Wiener is running for her mom's seat. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
The
Wiener.
fact that her daughter is running for office just scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
It doesn't scare me. It just makes me roll my eyes. Just
Is this the one that helped with the bullshit with J6 and stuff like that, and making documentaries that proved that
believe so.
that her dipshit mother was, what do you call it, part of the problem?
I believe so. She kind of proved it in a half roundabout way. She didn't
Right.
mean to, but she did.
The daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, her daughter actually had like footage of her mom, like doing what her mom denied she did.
You know, that lady's been
Because
useless.
they had to videotape the whole thing, you know.
They're all useless. All those people, they're
Yeah.
all useless. They just create chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos and confusion.
And created a whole ton of wealth for herself. Almost $200 million worth of wealth over the time that she's been doing insider trading out of Washington and whatnot.
Yeah, well, people here are broke.
Yeah. And I think she
Homeless.
has, doesn't she have a winery too, or a hotel or some shit like that too?
Well, her
Nancy
nephew has a
Pelosi.
winery. I'm pretty sure she has some stuff as well.
I could have sworn she had a hotel or something like that.
But her nephew
Jonathan says her daughter's running for the state senate.
Oh.
And
She's
and
probably going
unfortunately,
for no, he's senator. I don't know what she would be going for, but there's another scary person. He used to be a senator, Pan. He's like
California's full of them.
yeah, who?
Pan.
Pan.
Yeah, he
like
used to
like Peter Pan.
yeah, he used to be a senator here. He's all for, juicing up the kids with poison. He's dead set. He's responsible for a lot of the vaccine pushes here. He's running
Mhm.
for Congress as well. Like, there's some pretty scary people that are running for powerful seats. That if these people get the seats that they want, the rest of the country is going to feel it, because you're having some very progressive, demonic people running for positions of power that'll have influence over the rest of the country.
And you're talking about as a result of this Prop 50 that passed with the extra seats? Or they're running,
that as well.
or is Peter Pan running for an existing seat?
He's going to be running for Congress.
No, but for an existing congressional district, or one that that they're going to try to make out of Prop 50?
I believe it's a current one right now.
Okay.
I don't think his area was affected. My area is affected by that stupid redistricting crap, which it hurts. It's going to hurt my area a lot, because my area at this point is purple. It used to be a lot more red, but you have a lot more. I believe that they're bringing in more progressives to change, obviously, the dynamics of how the voting is taking place. Like areas that were more conservative, you're starting to see a lot more progressive. Not even Democrats, but progressive.
Actually, I there's some validity to that, but I also think it's because of the previous gerrymandering that has gone on in California. The 40+% Republicans have no fucking say. Okay, your state has a lot of Republicans. Okay, almost half the state is actually Republican. All right, now I know there's variations between conservatives and, like you said, purple. the West Coast Republicans are a lot like the Northeast Republicans. One of the reasons why I stopped being a young Republican at the time is because I noticed the bullshit. My family is very conservative, and the uniparty type shit was I learned about that early on in my life, witnessing how the Republican Party was running the state of New York. I watched the governor, who was a Republican, do absolutely nothing to further, okay, our Republican majority in the Senate. We ended up losing everything, okay, because he did nothing for the party as a whole, even though he was a governor for 2 cycles and stuff like that, 2 terms. So I understand that it's a different that the republicanism is different in places like California and whatnot, but you guys have close to 50, like 45, close to 45% representation of Republicans in your state. That's almost half your state, but you have no representation whatsoever because of that gerrymandering.
But also, the California GOP, they're not fighting for conservatives here.
That is true.
They're not fighting
Uh,
for them.
I
Nobody
think
cares
Oscara said
about
that
the
we've had some
election.
pretty good conservatives out of California, but the state GOP is not helping.
No, they don't. And if they're not helping any of the grassroots, and it's the grassroots that have been pushing a lot of these candidates forward. Like the California GOP, they don't do shit. If anything, they work against grassroots, which is extremely sad because it's the regular mom and dads that are taking time out of their day, missing money from their jobs to go and make a difference. But the people with
Right.
all of the money, they're not helping them. They're not helping the ones that are putting in the work, real boots on the ground, not the ones just taking pictures and using a big fancy title. They don't
Right.
do shit. And we have too many rhinos that have a seat. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
you're gonna get Scott on a rant about that one.
Go
I'm
for
seeing
it.
getting
'Cause
rant.
a lot of us, we're tired
No,
of
I'm
it.
fine. I agree though. We got
Yeah,
too many out there.
yeah.
I don't think
Not
you're going to
only in
have too many
California.
rhinos though
That's
soon if they're
yeah.
redistricting.
That's
They're all
true.
going to get
It is
wiped
so
out.
true. Hey, Cass, good to see you, honey. Yeah.
No.
Uh, the rhinos. Yeah, I was about to say a lot of those rhinos are gonna be, they're gonna be gone. Okay, and because they didn't
Well,
fight, all right, and didn't do
because
what
they
they were
didn't fight,
supposed
they're
to,
going to be out of a job.
they're gonna be out of a job. Dumb fucks. Okay, there's a whole
Hmm.
bunch of them that we got, and it's not even just in California. Like they're all over. Even in red states, we got them. Okay, and we want to get rid of their asses too. Like I was telling them, like on election, I was just like I was so hyped for election day last week. Okay, to vote where I'm at because I moved from a communist fucking Marxist state to a free state, right? And nobody in my district I could vote for. I had nothing to vote for. I have to wait till next year. So I was like pissed, and I was like, God damn it! I was like, there's not even a dog catcher I could vote for. Anybody? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be somebody I can
Hmm.
vote for to help. But that gives me the motivation to find out, okay, who's running in my area, okay, next year for next year's election, so that I can try to help them, either try to bring them on the show. We talk about local elections all the time, how much more important they are.
Oh yeah. It's
Cass says hello, everyone. Cass says good. Big Red One Guy, Reddaywalker, and Bonitafalls. Good to see you all.
uh good to see that people are logged in. But you know what's the worst thing? I think that you have Republicans right now that have seats where they can appoint people seats in a commission or some kind of a committee, but
Right.
they don't really push it. Where the Democrats are smart, because I go to a variety of board meetings and
They're
I'm
very
always
good at their
noticing
stuff.
on the agendas that they're always appointing people in seats. But
Hmm.
I rarely
Hmm.
see Republicans doing that. So it doesn't make any sense if the goal is to try to get more people with common sense into a place of position. Why are they allowing the Democrats to line them up at the
Tell
very
them.
beginning, at the root?
We
You
do
see?
not play with the rules that are in
Great
place.
question.
We it's a great question. Scott and I have been fucking beating our heads on a wall trying to find out for forever now, why are we not playing by the rules in place? We can beat them at their own game if we just play by the rules are there. Okay, we can complain that the rules suck. We can complain that they need to be changed, but how can you change them if you're standing on the outside? If you're not on the inside, you can't change shit.
No, no.
Yeah,
But they're
you know,
lazy. They're
they are.
lazy, and a lot of them they're bought and paid for.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's the
the
whole uniparty.
Yep.
hey, all you have to do is look at a person. A lot of these people that are in a very good position, you see where they started off, And several years later, you see how better off they are financially, how their social status has just it's skyrocketed. You can see a lot of them have benefited from it.
It is the American noble class is what I call them. They're not really nobles, okay, but that's what they feel they are. They are the aristocracy here in the United States, okay? And the power politicians believe that they're European nobles. That's how they fucking treat themselves. And the problem is that for too long we have not held them their feet to the fire. And I'm not talking about just in recent years. This goes back for decades now. We've been letting them get slide by and just do shit. Okay, we've been giving away our rights that are not granted to them to do upon us. All right, we've been letting them do shit willy-nilly, and it's really up to us now at this point to fucking fight, and it's going to be a long and hard fight. The Marxists played the long game since the late 1900s here in the United States, and we are going to have to play a long game too, because it is not going to, we can't, as much as we want to burn shit down, that's not going to work.
No. But like I don't know your guys' area how much the socialist people are coming out. But over
Hmm.
here in California, now you're starting to see them more in different meetings, especially in progressive cities. They will wear their shirts. They're I love socialism, I'm a
Yeah,
socialist, and they're out there
they're
pushing.
emboldened.
And because our politicians are so lazy and don't want to interact with the public, and people are
Mhm.
going through all sorts of different things here in the state, you're having these socialists going into communities and they're telling them the things that they want to hear. They're giving them the help that they're asking for, but the people that have the power to actually make change, they don't bother to deal with community members. And that is another reason why we're losing, because you're having socialists going into communities that are being hit hard. They're
Yeah, but
interacting with the people. They're trying to find out how
yeah.
can we help you? How do we work
Well,
together?
right. How can we lie to you? Because they don't ever, by the way, they don't ever,
Yeah.
everything they promise doesn't ever come to fruition
No, no, it
because
doesn't.
it doesn't. All right.
They're
But
asking who wants
when,
handouts. That's what they're
there,
asking.
there you go. Exactly.
Yeah, but they're
Okay.
brainwashing people, and it
It's,
matters when it's
Hmm.
time to vote.
but that is, you're absolutely correct, but that is part of the grift, right?
Yeah.
Again, we saw it, we're seeing it play. We have been watching the Marxist movement play out in real time for about almost 10 years now. All right, since the Obama years. Actually over 10 years. I want to say probably close to 15 years now we've been watching it play out. It has been more overt because as a society, okay, and as a nation, we have not pushed back. It goes back to what I was saying. We have let this shit happen, and now we're in a fight. All right, we're it. I'm glad it's not to the point where we're at a fight for absolute dear life, but we were gonna get there close. Had this nation elected Kamala Harris, okay, we were going on a fast track to hell, very very fast. Okay, she would have had, because if that would have happened, she probably would have had some coattails that came on board, and we would not have the somewhat majority that we have right now. Okay, and I got we would have been in a really bad place right now. All right, and this is a fight that has to be had. All right, and like you said, unless our leaders don't get off their asses, but when they're not doing what they're supposed to, it is up to us as a citizenry to say, fuck you guys. You guys suck. We're gonna get rid of you, okay? And we're gonna put somebody else in there. And if in 2 years, when their seat is up, okay, and it's their time, and they haven't done shit in the 2 years that when we gave them a chance, fuck them too. We're gonna do so. We're gonna put somebody else in. And until we hold these politicians accountable, okay, in particular on our side, the left is never, they're never going to hold their politicians accountable, right? They're fucking cheap. I don't it's not even worth trying to figure that out. Right? We need to hold our people accountable and start really really putting them to task and putting their feet to the fire. We used to do that. We haven't done that in a very very long time. Decades, probably my mama said, since JFK. Probably that's probably a good time.
Well, people better step it up because these primaries, they don't look like they're going to be too good on our side. So people better step it up, or we're going to have really shitty results in the primaries. I don't
Yeah.
think people need to look at that. I
Yeah.
mean, what was the point of us electing Trump for? If people elected him and then just said, "Oh, we're good." We're gonna
Well,
stop,
we, we talked
fighting.
about that last week, didn't we, Scott?
Because that's where most people are. Like here where I live, I'm always listening to, well, Trump is in office, everything is okay. And it's like, are you stupid? Do you not look outside of your window? Are you not reading like what's
No.
actually happening? It
They'll blame Trump for all the bad things in their local community,
Right,
but
yeah,
right.
it's like you
laziness.
have to vote for the people in your local community too.
Yeah.
The city councils, the sheriffs, the judges. You have to
The
change all of
DAs.
them.
Yep.
The DAs.
Yep. You want to put up, if you want to put up somewhat of a wall between, even on the local level, if you want to put up a wall between the fucking local government and the state government, or rather the county government before the state government, okay, you got to have the right people in place, all right, who actually follow the law, okay, following your state constitution, which is supposed to be in line with the U.S. Constitution, okay. It is just, again, it falls on us, and I'm
But
going to continue to say it. We can bitch and complain about things, but until we get up off our asses, it's why I hate black pillars. Okay, I can't stand them because they give you a whole bunch of good information and then follow up with, but don't do anything about it. With
but
their
our
like,
state,
this doesn't mean anything, that doesn't mean anything, and then that shit drives me nuts.
no, but this state has people that are very active. There's a lot of
Yeah,
very active people here in California. The problem is a lot of the grassroots people have to fight with the California GOP. They have
yeah,
to fight with their local GOP. So it makes it harder for really good people that need to be in a position. It makes them hard for them to be in one sometimes because the GOP wants someone else, or just the local GOP wants
yeah,
somebody else that is more to their liking for
yeah,
whatever,
Well,
reason.
that's the big problem with the GOP.
yeah.
That's the
As a
very big
whole,
problem. The GOP wants to run things from the top down, and the Democrats are doing a better job at trying to get it from the ground up.
from the ground up,
Like
they
they,
have always been better at it.
yeah. I mean, we hear from politicians all the time. We've had them on the podcast that say that when they're running, they don't even hear from the GOP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They don't hear
it's
from them. They don't get any financial support. It's like, what's the point of Lindsey Graham getting up behind the podium and saying, "Oh, the GOP has collected a record number of donations this past quarter"? It's like, for who? For you?
for you, yeah,
Where's
like
the
for
money?
who gives a
Where's the money
right, like
going?
yeah, where's the money going exactly, to who, for
Why,
who, like
who else
who's
should
that
it
is
go
getting
to
that?
except to help candidates that need it? Who
Yeah,
else should it go to?
they
yeah,
stopped
It shouldn't go to
investing in
can.
California.
Yeah, instead, what do? They throw it towards candidates who are in safe red districts,
yeah.
who, you know,
Don't need it.
give
Don't need it.
give them political capital. That's where the money goes.
Yeah.
It's
It's the same
ridiculous. I mean,
old
the
fucking
Republican Party
bullshit.
has just as many problems as the Democrat Party, just different
Yeah,
kinds.
correct.
But it hurts people like us that are trying.
It hurts
It
No,
us.
you're
hurts
right.
people like
Yep,
us that are trying, that
yep.
they don't want to work with grassroots people. If anything, once grassroots
It's,
people start getting more involved with the GOP, I notice that they have the tendency of creating issues so that people start going more towards the GOP and less towards the grassroots. Like the whole thing, a lot of them, they manipulate people, they
Yeah,
pin them
yeah.
against each other so that they
Look,
can stay in their precious little seats.
yeah.
look,
No,
look
you're
at that guy from
100%
South
correct.
Carolina that was going to go up against Lindsey Graham. Well, you might
Oh
remember his
God.
name.
I forgot his name. No, I forgot his name.
He,
He was a Jonathan, the lieutenant governor. He was the lieutenant governor of South Carolina. He was going to run for senator against Lindsey Graham,
yeah.
but
I mean,
yeah, but he had
when
the
is the
machine.
election? Next fall, next
Yeah,
October or
he
November?
dropped out this year.
He
Be right
he
back.
dropped out like 4 weeks after he started. This was like back in the summertime. 4 weeks after he started, he hadn't even got his campaign going yet, and he already dropped out. He couldn't have left a more disheartening message on social media. He said, "I just decided to, spend more time with family." Like, are you fucking kidding? He was trying to start a grassroots campaign against one of the most corrupt members of the GOP, Lindsey Graham, a guy who's one of the poster child for term limits. And it's like, dude, you can't tell me that he wasn't approached and paid to like fucking just drop out.
How many people aren't though? Or how
What's
many
that? How many
people,
what?
it's like, I mean, think about
Yes,
it.
Andre Bauer. Yep.
But then you also have
And what?
people that they're running good, solid campaigns. And then when it gets close to the time, for voting, all of a sudden their campaign strategy changes. Like I've talked
Mhm.
to people that when they're in trouble, they'll get consultants. And for some reason, the consultant will make
Mhm.
it worse. So sometimes I even wonder if the consultants that are
Sometimes
working with some of these people, if they're also purposely making them fail. At
it
a
could be
Hmm.
retail
plants.
place where I live,
Did, Scott, did you answer that
Mhm.
question about
Yeah,
some of the
he.
people we brought on?
Oh no, I didn't answer, but he mentioned Andre Bauer. That was the name.
Yeah. Liberty asked, do you remember the woman who was on running for city council a few episodes ago? There was Athena
Oh,
Clark
Janine,
who was
Tina
running,
Clark,
and
Janine
then
Aquafreda.
yeah,
Not
Janine
city.
Aquafreda
Yeah,
was
that's.
running for Brooklyn Borough president. We had
Mhm.
Elijah Diaz, Ramsey Frias. I think those are the only Ramsey Frias, Athena Clark, and Elijah Diaz were the only city council guys we had, right? People we had, and then we
But
had
their election
Janine.
wasn't. Well, their election wasn't in November, right? It's next year, isn't it?
No, they lost their election.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
I didn't
lost their
realize it
election.
was. I didn't realize
Yeah,
it was this coming up.
yeah, no, they
I
were
don't
running
remember.
for this
I thought some of them were
this
next
past
year.
November. Yeah, no, it's all the people we've had on who are running for a congressional district, like Peyton Jackson,
Those are the ones.
Sheldon Daniels,
Yeah.
Blondie and I had Jesus Navarro on Wednesday, this past Wednesday and whatnot. So they're all running next year. Rather, yeah, they're running
Mhm.
now, but like obviously campaigning now, but for next year's election.
a lot of people are.
Yeah, but yes, Liberty. Um, yeah, none of them won. They were all grassroots, like what Patty's talking about. They were all out grinding. Okay, every single one of them. If you were looking at their social media platforms, okay, they were grinding. Right, they actually had some really good people helping them, putting up good videos, doing everything, trying to get the message out. They were walking the streets, knocking on doors. They were doing everything, but people want to continue to have the handout. They continue to believe that the handout is going to come, even though it never comes. It never comes. Okay. But they continue to believe it's a generational to generational thing. Okay. One generation right to the next thinking the same bullshit because, my grandmother and grandfather believed it. My parents believed it. So I got to believe it too. And it's just, I don't know how we break that cycle.
I don't understand. I never sat around and talked to my grandfather about politics. I just don't. I don't know. I don't understand that concept. Like these are who my parents voted for. Like
Well, you have
my
to
mom
kind of.
liked. My mom liked Reagan. My mom also liked Clinton.
Yeah.
And then she didn't care about Bush. She didn't really care either way. But then she liked Obama, and it's like she. I don't know. I guess maybe because my family was never like solidly one way or the other. It's like they just voted for who they liked.
Oh,
Yeah.
You
well,
know,
you're a lot
maybe
more
they were
than
just
me.
independent. I don't know.
You're a lot more than me. I was a Democrat.
I was never
I
on
didn't
that
consider
plantation.
myself anything because I guess because of my parents. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
I never thought of what I was. I was
I was
asleep,
never
but
on.
I just
Uh,
never. I was never asleep on one side or the other.
right. I'm happy to say that I was never on the Democratic plantation.
Oh
Yeah.
no. And
That's
the only
okay.
reason why, the honestly, I never voted. I never voted up until Trump. I didn't even know there was
Mhm.
rules when you can vote. Like I wore a hat and I wore a shirt to go vote.
Hmm.
I didn't even realize that I didn't change
You
my
couldn't wear a
party
campaign shirt. Correct.
until it was time to vote. And I was voting obviously
Yeah.
Republican, and the lady was laughing. She's like, "You're registered a Democrat." I was like, "Oh, I guess I didn't change it." And I only was registered like that when
Right.
you sign petitions. What are you? Oh, I guess I'm a Democrat.
Well, but I
I
bet you it's
Yeah.
knew.
because you heard it in the hood, in your neighborhood. You heard it in your family and stuff like that. Again, it's not just a family, by the way. It is a generational thing, right? In particular, in the Hispanic and in the Black community, you hear it from your churches. You hear it from all the leaders in your neighborhoods. Okay, that this is what you're supposed to be, mind you. Okay, many of their parents fled socialist nations and in Latin America, okay, to come to the United States, all right, so they didn't have to worry about the socialist bullshit that took over in their countries starting in the 1800s, all right, and they fucking ran from that, but all of a sudden they want to come here and continue to do bullshit socialist bullshit, and it's beside me. I will never understand it. Never understand it. Like I said, my family, we in our house we were all conservatives, and we have some pendejas and pendejos in the family, but we still love them. Okay, we still love them. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. All right. But in my family, we never had that problem, and it goes back. At least with my dad, it goes back with my grandfather, who was a merchant marine during World War II. He was at Pearl Harbor. He was on fucking 3 ships that got sunk by German U-boats doing the North Atlantic runs and whatnot, and survived all of them. The last ship, he's the only one who got orders in Puerto Rico to go to another ship. All right, and then he lost all his friends off the coast of Puerto Rico because the Germans sank them and everything. So, it goes back that far for us. And my dad just instilled conservative values. With that said, he never said that we couldn't think for ourselves. He always encouraged us to go find information, to experience things, so that he could understand why at least why I am the way I am. You might be different in the long run, but you need to experience life. Okay. Um, but this is why we do this is why we believe the way we do. All right. And my mom, who was more religious, and I was more like my mother. Okay. But still, again, like I said, we have pendejos and pendejas in our family, but we still love them.
A lot of people don't talk politics though until more recently. These
Yeah.
more recent years, I never listened. Nobody ever talked politics in my house. Nobody ever did. It was just being out and about. It's like, oh, Democrat or just Democrat. But other than that, I would never listen to people talking about politics.
Yeah.
But the thing is, a lot of people that are Democrats, if they paid attention, they realize that they're Republicans because they're conservatives.
Yeah.
It's just the
Yeah.
messaging got crossed somewhere.
Yeah. Actually, they would realize they were more conservatives and not really Republicans, because I don't even consider myself a Republican, because like the Republican Party, like Scott was saying, we got so many problems. Okay, that it's just like it just so happens that the Republican Party aligns more, okay, with my beliefs. But with that said, there are a
For
bunch of
now,
milk toast Republicans, okay, that absolutely fuck things up all the time.
yeah. I mean, there's
So
plenty of
Good point.
Republicans over the years that have done bad things,
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
horrible things.
Yeah.
There's
but
been
There's a good
Republicans that have been gun grabbers. There's been Republicans
yes.
who let's not forget
We're
what Ronald
social.
Reagan did with the fucking vaccine immunity. How horrible
Yep.
of a decision that was.
With
That
the
was
with
him.
the with
Can't
the
blame that one on the
pharmaceutical
Democrats.
companies. Yep.
Yeah, can't blame
And
that on
and
them.
and under him with the amnesty that started the whole fucking thing with illegal immigration started under Reagan. Not that we never
Yeah,
had it, okay, not that was ever, but it wasn't nowhere near what we saw, especially under the last 4 years, but nowhere near. Okay, but
yeah.
Reagan, it was all Reagan started
When you
that. And there's a
yeah,
good point right here that my mom brings up. She says, not talking politics and faith is why we are where we are. Don't offend is how it started. Yep,
oh yeah,
that
I
is a good
agree.
point.
It's a very good point, and it is on point because most of us, I hate to say it, but we didn't know what anything was until COVID. That's how I met a lot of people was during COVID.
Yeah.
People that never were into politics, all of a sudden you see that the world is different and you're like, why? And having to learn about politics and laws and understanding why we're so fucked up. So that comment's perfect because it's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to the point where we got afraid to be offensive to one another and stuff like that. Rather, you shouldn't have to worry about being offensive, because if you're even somewhat logical, even if you disagree with somebody, okay, you shouldn't be offended at hearing somebody else's beliefs anyway, right? That
No.
shouldn't be offensive to you. If you're truly educated like they claim to be, all right, because they all we're highly educated, higher education. You're all full of shit. You're brainwashed from the dipshits that are teaching you from all the way from preschool straight through to college. Okay, you got sold a bill of goods that, oh, go to college and go get a gender study degree. When you get out, you're gonna walk right into a 6-figure job. Boy, did they fucking learn that the hard way. Okay, but because that is all by design, right?
Yeah.
Is like they brainwash these kids into thinking things are gonna be a certain way. So when they get out in the real world and they experience life, what happens to them? They're angry. Okay, and they get upset, and they don't have shit. They can't get a house, they can't rent, they can't get a car. Nothing is going right for them. So what happens? You get a fucking Zofran mom dummy stepping in, okay, a fucking Marxist jihadi, all right, and
Yeah.
he promises them the world, and 80% of fucking liberal women voted for him, and their cuckold boyfriend stood online with them. Okay, thinking that they're gonna get the handouts that he's promising them, the government fucking bodegas and the government freaking buses that are not gonna come to fruition. The governor already told them you're not gonna get it. 2 days later, she was like, "Nah, we're not doing that." Okay, making
She didn't
promises
want
that
to
he
endorse
cannot
him.
keep. Huh? Yeah, she did endorse him. She
No, I'm
did.
saying she didn't want to. She held out quite a long
She held
time.
out to the last minute. You're right. She definitely did
Yeah,
held out to
she
the
didn't
last
want to
minute.
endorse him. Like, yeah,
I
her
don't
endorsement, like at the point where her endorsement didn't even really matter.
Yeah, yeah, he was already kind of a lock and stuff, But it's mind-boggling, okay? And I saw some comments earlier that they were making about, the indoctrination in schools and stuff like that. It is a pattern that I said that goes back, okay? Remember when I said earlier on, they played the long game going back to the late 19th century. This is in the 1800s. They have infiltrated every single institution in the United States, okay? And we're watching it play out in real time. It is the reason why religion is all fucked up, our education is fucked up, and the family is fucked up. That is the three things that they aim to destroy, okay? The Marxists is religion, family, and education, all right? And if we keep people stupid, they continue to do dumb things and continue to vote like an idiot.
But most people are stupid because
That
they
is
don't
true.
care. And I'm not
It's
saying it to be an ass, but it's true. A lot of people
ignorant.
they
Most
don't care.
people are ignorant because they don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So they don't.
it's too much of an inconvenience for them,
Mm-hmm.
for too many. But
Mm-hmm.
when their kids are all fucked up, they're gonna have to look in the mirror at some point in time because they're gonna have to look at themselves as being the responsible parent for allowing a
And
system to create their kids that are all fucked up.
And you know what? And
Now,
a lot of a lot of them will do. Unfortunately, they will look back in that mirror and say, "It's not my fault.
yeah,
I had
blame it
nothing
on
to do with
Trump.
it."
Everybody does. Big bad orange
Yeah,
man. It's his fault.
yeah.
That's
It's
all they
like
I do the
it's
same.
not my fault. I didn't do. I did everything I could. When you think back of it, you probably didn't do everything that you should have. Okay, doing everything you could and doing everything that you should, okay, are two different things. All right, and most people don't understand that. There's a difference between everything you could and everything you should.
But some people don't catch it. Like I didn't realize my son was a liberal until COVID. I
Mm.
just thought he was normal like everybody else until we started
You
talking
know why?
politics.
But you know why you thought he was normal? Well,
Why?
quote, like normal? Because of propaganda,
Mhm.
because of TV, because of movies, because of the news that basically shoves all of this stuff, even social media, just completely shoves things at you to the point that you don't even know that you're being propagandized.
Yep.
You
No,
know,
that I have to
I mean,
agree. It's a little weird when
because
you
like
realize.
perfect example, like someone made a post of it on Instagram today, and she was completely right. I wish I remember who it was, but the last like 24 to 48 hours, all I've every time I've logged into TikTok to just go look at posts, when you go into TikTok, the very first thing that comes up is an ad every single time. It's been the same ad of two dudes going to Sephora with like, 2 foot
I
long nails, and they're obviously something. I don't even know I don't know if you call them trans or furries or whatever the fuck they are, but they're like ridiculous makeup, and it's a Sephora ad. And what's the average age that uses TikTok? I mean, it's
It's
not like people
teenagers.
my age. It's
It's
mostly people
teenagers.
that are like early 20s and teenagers. And
Yeah.
this is nonstop, over and over and over. That's how things get normalized.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
no, they
keep
got a
seeing
lot
it.
of us fucked up. No.
It's just all the
Yeah.
time. So when parents encounter their kids, they're just like, oh yeah, this is what the kids are like.
I do not ever remember seeing as much weird shit as I'm seeing now when my kids
Well,
were
it's ramped
teenagers.
up.
Things weren't
It
things
has
to me,
ramped
they
up.
seem normal. Now it's like, oh, a transvestite
It
here, cosplaying
it's
here. It's weird.
it is overt now. Okay. It
It
has been
is
in the shadows for a very long time, but
Not
they are
anymore.
emboldened. They have been emboldened, like I said, for about 15 years now. They've
part
been
of it.
emboldened with this shit. Okay.
Part of it.
And say against God.
I said emboldened is only part of it. There's a bigger reason.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're gonna let us know. I'm just saying that they have been emboldened, okay, to be completely overt about it and stuff like that, and put it in your face and tell you were going to fucking do this, whether you like it or not. All right, and then because nobody has been fighting. But go ahead, Scott. What were you gonna say, man?
Oh, that's the result. That's the result of what they're doing. The cause of what they're doing is because if for anybody listening, if you're not familiar with what Agenda 2030 was, you should have
Yeah,
familiarized yourself with it. The problem was it was a slow burn. It was cooking a frog for decades. It was nice and slow and gradual. And then something happened in 2016 that threw the whole fucking plan off. Do you remember
Trump,
what happened in 2016?
Trump.
Trump happened. Trump was not part of the plan. Trump was never supposed to win.
Yeah,
They never thought he could win. They thought it was a joke that he was running. And who had the last laugh? Trump. And he set them back. Whatever you want to say happened in 2020, whatever. Was it a blip? Was it completely legit election? Who knows? If whatever's going to some people have know what happened, and some people think that's just the way it went.
They
But
stole
never
it.
the way. That's why when Biden came in, all of a sudden, what happened? It was like
yeah.
it was ridiculous. Have you ever seen an
It was
administration
light
like
speed.
his?
It was light
It was
speed. You're right.
crazy. It was
Yeah,
trannies dancing in the White House,
yeah,
half naked. If
yeah.
I mean,
Exposing themselves,
you have to
uh,
keep your eyes open and be like,
bro.
what the hell is going on? That's what's going on. And now, what's happened now? Trump is back. They never thought he was going to come back. You know why? Because they fucking tried to kill him last year.
Yeah,
They were
twice.
ready to kill his ass more than once.
Yeah,
And now he set them
and
back
a
even
third
more. And
time
right.
that they
And
failed
all
too.
those people that were part of Agenda 2030, it's not just, financial. It's not just, digital IDs. That's part of it. It was climate change. It was a reset. They were trying to reset everything so that they can control everything. And even those people that still talk about it, now they're talking about Agenda 2040 or Agenda, they're moving the
They're just
goalposts. But
changing the fucking
yeah,
year.
But it's
so if
scary
we don't, so if we don't keep the
That's
thing going past Trump, if we don't
very
have
solid
JD
point.
JD Vance in there for the next 4 to 8 years, or whoever else is going to take the reign from him and keep the mission going, it's gonna. You thought the Biden admin was bad? Wait till you see President AOC in 2028. It's going to be,
Oh,
or Newsom. It's going to be
oh no. If that
Biden
Jack
times
Ripper
10
got into
Yeah,
the
times
White House,
100,
our country's done.
yeah. He's using that
possibly.
as he's using that.
Possibly.
It's not only it's a possibility, but he's using that as an example that. And I agree.
I'm not too smug to say, oh, it'll never happen, because you know what?
Yeah,
It
no,
fucking could.
no, no. Yeah, yeah,
For
no.
all the
Yeah, I
reasons you
agree with
said,
you 100.
Patty,
Percent
saying, you know what, people better wake up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. I'm not too smug to fucking be like, no, that can't
Mhm.
happen. Anything is
No,
possible. Okay,
never
and
seen it.
like you said, the mission is never ending, man. We're already, you see, we're already working on trying to bring people on the show who are running for next year just to start getting active and stuff like that. But it is, you're right,
That's
Scott. It's never ending, man. The mission is not is
Yeah.
it has not stopped.
So what you're seeing, so Patty, so what you're seeing with like the kids or the people out in public going like cuckoo, whatever, they're the result of the extra push, the extra propaganda that's being thrust at them, right? In schools, on TV, on social media, in movies. I mean, when when was the last time you saw a commercial with just a white couple?
They
Right?
don't do anything
How,
wholesome
how
anymore.
many times was the last time you saw a TV show on cable that didn't have like two guys making out? There was a couple of TV shows I actually watched with my wife on Bravo. I don't watch them anymore because every single time it says, "Oh, what two guys are going to hook up this season?" I'm just like, I'm out. I'm done with this shit.
No,
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
done.
you.
mm,
Every
yeah,
fucking season, it's like they push it. They're like, this is the great love story of this season. I'm
No.
like, I'm done. I don't need TV anymore. I'm good.
yeah. Liberty, we don't hate you. We don't hate all boomers. I don't hate boomers
Liberty,
at all.
we're
My
older than
parents are,
you.
but
What are you talking
yeah,
about?
no, no.
Is Liberty a real boomer?
Yeah, Liberty's got us.
No.
Oh,
I
Liberty.
just
Liberty's
think
got us.
people
But
don't see it.
but Liberty's real though. Oh, you meant the boomer movies. Oh, okay. I still watch boomer movies. I watch
I
old movies and
watch.
whatnot.
I tell you know what? I would rather. I've gone back and I've been watching older movies just
Yeah,
because they're not full of bullshit.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh
I actually downloaded every single James Bond film that I'd never seen before. I'm going back to like the earliest James Bond films
oh
now in the
yeah. He was like
1960s. They're fucking
Sean Connery and whatnot.
they're great. Yeah, I've only
Yeah.
seen like bits and pieces of them over the years. I'm watching
Yeah.
them all now through, and they're great. They don't have all the special effects, but you don't need them. You
Right.
know, they're still good movies.
Right on.
Yeah, Star Wars.
John,
Look what happened to Star Wars. Forget Star
don't get
Wars.
me started. You're gonna get me on a fucking rant forever with that one.
Um,
Uh, you don't get me started on Star Wars. You know how much I love Star Wars, how much I hate it right now.
I used to love Star
Jonathan.
Wars.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Jonathan says
Not
that the Senate
anymore.
passed a funding bill, by the way, and it's going to the House.
Okay, well there we go. We're last step.
Yeah,
We'll see if they fold it or not.
yeah. We'll see if the Republicans freaking Bonita. I don't know what you're cooking back there, but I hope it's good.
no, I have to do something real quickly.
She cooked.
I
I
hear
think
pots and pan. I hear pots and pans and shit. I'm like, what is going on?
She frying up some papas.
no papas
Uh,
over here.
Liberty says we got to get into the old. She says you got to get into the old Boston Blackie movies.
I don't even know what
Um,
that is.
yeah,
I don't even know what those
you
are,
know,
Liberty.
Liberty, you got to school us a little bit more. But I do like black and whites. That's for sure. Black and white movies. I still watch a lot of those. I will watch them in a heartbeat. There are a lot of them are just great movies and stuff like that.
Something with
I'm with you, man. I don't watch any new shit now because it all sucks. Uh, we yeah. I gotta go an
It's
extra
just
15
weird.
minutes, Cass, because we started late, so they can raid. Tell them I said thank you.
sorry.
No, it's not. Shit
Es mi
happens. It's not the
culpa.
end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Uh, you know what it is? We do raids on Rumble, okay, and on Rumble, it just kind of helps everybody's communities grow. You get to you get to learn about new creators and stuff like that, and find other people you might want to listen to by rating each other and whatnot. And since Rumble is the place kind of that we all as conservatives have been forced to go to because Rumble's really a free speech platform. It's
Yeah.
not, it's not meant to be the way it is right now. It's meant to be for everybody. You can be a leftist dipshit retard and go on Rumble and you'll probably find people who watch you. All right. There will be people who watch you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just so happens since we've been ostracized, canceled, and removed from everywhere else, most of us ended up on Rumble.
It's not sad though.
Yeah.
Like you tell the truth, and then Big Brother's like, nope, you can't say the truth.
It's part of what Scott was just talking about with the propaganda, right? Part of that propaganda was getting rid of the truth, all right, so that the propaganda can continue, all right, to go and be pushed, especially on our kids and whatnot. But that's part of the issue.
No,
Is
that's
that
the
we get
starting
canceled
point.
everywhere.
That's the starting point. And if people don't get involved with the schools, as much as a lot of people don't like to, if they don't start at the root of the problem, then everyone is screwed. Because it's not just high schools where they're targeting the kids.
No, this goes
Middle
down.
schools, it's elementary.
Yeah, no. It starts at a young age. It's starting in preschool.
So
This is a thing that is starting at a very, very young age to
people have
desensitize
to get
kids so they
involved.
could do nefarious things to them. Yeah, starting at a
Did you
very
see
young
my
age.
video? Did you see my video from yesterday, Patty? I don't know if you saw it. If you look at all the stuff on my feed, the video of the freaking kindergarten teacher talking to kids about how you don't have to be the gender you think you are.
Yeah, that's
You know,
just sickening, man.
if you do, a lot of people don't know what they are until they get older. It's just her just telling these group of kids, and they're like, "What do you mean?" They're like 3 and 4.
But there's books in schools that they're exactly like what you're saying, but it's the books
Yeah,
that they're getting them in the classroom
yeah,
and the teacher's reading it. Exactly what you're saying, they're
yeah.
reading it from
hmm
books. And
This
it's
isn't
just
even school. This is like preschool. This was a kindergarten.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how young they're attacking these kids when these kids don't know any. Because when you're 4 and someone tells you, you can be whatever gender you want,
Well, I'm
You
gonna tell you
believe
the
them.
worst book I've
you don't
seen.
question that. You don't have any critical thinking skills at age 4. You're just like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't know that.
Have you
How
ever
many
seen a
genders are there?
Have you ever seen a book called "This Book Is Gay"
Yep.
or heard about that
Heard.
book?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay, there's a teacher in Santa Ana Unified School District. She went into the bookmobile and she grabbed it from the bookmobile. The bookmobile, you can be kindergarten, even the
Mhm.
TKs can go in the bookmobile.
Yeah.
And they were allowed to get a book like that. So, for those of you that are
It
not familiar
amazes
with the
me.
book, just so that you know, it's a book that it tells children how to have conversations, how to argue with Christians and Muslims and Catholics on how you can be LGBTQ. It talks about different toys for children to use, boys, girls. It tells children how to go on apps like Grinder, how to take a picture of yourself. That's the kind of stuff that is being pushed onto the kids, but nobody
Mm.
wants to
Yeah.
say anything because it's taking up their time, or they don't want to come across as being a bigot, but people know that those
Is-
books are being pushed to their kids
But isn't it
Mm.
funny how those same books that they want the kids to read, they won't even allow parents to
to
read
read them
passages
at
from those
the
books at the school board meetings. They say it's not appropriate.
vulgar, or
That's
they
sad.
call us
I mean,
liars. They'll say that we're lying, or they'll say that when people are wanting to remove those type of books, and like
mm,
let's say at a regular public library like Huntington Beach, when they were trying to remove those to age appropriate areas, you had people going and saying there it's book banning, it's book, that's their go-to, instead of just saying it's not appropriate for children, so that people don't talk about it because they don't want you to,
yeah.
because they're pedophiles, they promote pedophilia.
I mean, California's full of them. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mm. It's
So
just, yeah, it doesn't help that they're just, it's infuriating. I don't even
it
have words
is.
for that. It's fucking infuriating.
How
Um,
do you think we fucking feel going from school board meeting to school board meeting, or going and doing community outreach? And I take these fucking books. I will translate
Mhm.
them in Spanish. I will talk to, because I'm bilingual. I will talk to people, and the majority of the time, people they say, "Well, I don't really believe what you're saying. How can I really believe that? A school isn't going to allow this. A school isn't going to allow that." But like you had previously said, you can show people stuff and they still won't believe you. We're just like that right now with a bunch of stupid people that they would rather be the
Well,
ostrich.
that's yeah. That's also society. For one, that's also what Western society has done to its citizens. Is that it's how for the past like 50 years, what have they pushed? Political correctness. Oh, don't
yep.
offend anybody. Oh well, if somebody's offended, oh you've done something wrong, right? I
No,
mean,
not
even when I
really.
was a kid, oh don't say that. That's offensive. Don't say this, don't say that. Oh, you can't look at somebody and just call them this. No, they're just different than you. That doesn't make them wrong. And people have this like this whole quote inclusivity crap, and it's like, dude, you're talking about inclusivity with people that want to kill you, want to hurt you, want to destroy you, don't care about your religion, don't care about your culture, don't care about your conservative values, and yet you have to like say, oh yeah, we're gonna let you just do everything you need to do, and we're gonna just teach our kids. No, we have all these traditions, but this is all okay too. You want to worship Satan? That's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. That's
And
how
you
you
have
destroy
Satanists
society.
going to school board meetings too. So
Mhm. Yep,
they have
I'm
Satanist
aware.
clubs. They
I
Wow.
am aware. I see a
they're
lot of videos.
in the chat. So
Yeah. We definitely see it. Again, we've had a lot of people on the show who are fighting in these school boards and whatnot,
Yep.
and it is sad to see. Ash, what is going on? Ren's bubble. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you, Ash. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm saying it's infuriating.
Yeah.
But these are things that we have to talk about when it comes to kids because we're called by God to protect children. Okay. And, for me, and if you're not religious, we're called by society to protect them too. But for
You
me,
know what?
it's biblical. Um,
Yes.
you know,
You know what God also tells us to do? Honor God.
yeah,
Faith.
that start with that one, right?
Start with that. How about that?
Yeah, yeah,
You
we
know,
start with that one.
it's pretty straightforward. You've got 10 commandments, you've got traditions and things like that. It's like shit.
Yeah.
It's like just,
Absolutely amazing.
honor God, pray to Jesus. It's not hard. And yet the agenda is to literally just destroy culture.
It's part of
Well,
their mission,
they
man.
hate
The
Christianity.
the, it is
That's
part
the
of their
if
mission,
that's the
man.
culture, you notice this doesn't happen in other countries. This doesn't happen in Egypt. They're not trying to
Well,
destroy. It's all about destroying Christianity for one, but
yeah.
why the U.S. Why Western culture? Why? Because it was the strongest culture.
Because we offer freedom. We offer
Because we offer
freedom. For
freedom.
all of these
Because
crybabies that are
for
going
the
around
longest time it was the
Oh,
most
we
advanced.
offer freedom here.
we
Yeah,
just got
I mean,
raided, guys. Beyond the Noise just raided us. What is going on, fam?
yeah.
Good
I
to
mean,
see
it's
you
just
guys
messed
over there
up.
from Beyond the Noise. Make sure you guys are following SoreNet. You're following Yankee Free. You're following Republic Sentinel and whatnot. Those guys are great, great. It's a great show over there, Beyond the Noise and whatnot. I'm usually rating them, but we're going a little bit longer than than we usually do. But we start and end around the same time, but sometimes they go over. Thank you once again, Raiders. Welcome one and all. Sorry, Scott. Go ahead, brother.
No, it's okay. I was done. It's just crazy.
You have good
Yeah,
points.
It's infuriating.
Most
yeah.
definitely. It is.
It is very infuriating, man. It Hamburger helper. Ah, my balls feel tingly. Okay. Firepaw, good to see you.
Alrighty.
Republic Sentinel, good to see you, brother. Make sure you're following Republic Sentinel, fam. All right. He's one of the hosts of Beyond the Noise, along with Yankee Free. Liz, good to see you. Crazy dude, good to see you. Welcome all Raiders. Yeah, this is what happens, Patty. Towards the end of our shows, we're usually rating other people, though we're getting rated as well. And it's kind of a cross pollination of communities and fellow patriots from other communities coming to hang and whatnot.
This is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to get more involved. This is really neat. To be
Start a
Yeah,
honest,
Rumble
well,
page. It's just start.
I'm not really familiar with a lot of this stuff, but I'm gonna have to be.
Yeah,
yeah. Well,
it's a
you
great
come
book.
back, Patty, too, even if you're not live with us. I mean, we actually do, like I said, we have a lot of people from California, a lot of
Yeah,
people like that are on the ground, working,
yeah.
doing
Grassroots,
things
like
like
you were
you.
saying.
And there's probably been some in the chat as well. What?
Yep.
Because I told them you were coming on and they wanted to come and listen. They wanted to come and just see what what you were doing and everything. Or
No, you know,
what type of stuff.
the good thing about a lot of the activists in California that are fighting is
Mhm.
you can just see that everyone just does it because they love children. They love
Mhm.
Yep.
children, and you have a lot of
Not in the wrong
Christians
way.
that are doubling down. So I think it's
Oh, we
great
got rated again.
in California.
Handy news got us too.
So you can let the rest
My
of the
lord.
country see that we're not all libtards over here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
No, it's important for us to again, we bust our ass to make sure we bring you patriots uh, on from wherever. And Scott does a
Mhm.
phenomenal job of finding people, okay, who have not only a story to tell, but are on a mission, okay, to
Yeah.
to get things done. Um, oh my God, OG Sin has rated. Holy shit, we got rated by three. We got rated 3 times tonight.
Wow.
So is that a good thing or is that a bad
That is
thing?
a phenomenal
No,
thing. That is an
that might
absolute
be.
phenomenal thing.
I was saying the other day we had the first time we got rated twice. Now we've been rated 3 times.
I think we've been rated 3 times. Ash has gifted.
Wow.
Wow, Ash, totally appreciate you, brother. How many? Ash gifted 5 memberships. Okay,
Nice.
Oh,
um,
very
freaking
cool.
awesome. You guys absolutely rock, man.
You have good people
Absolutely.
then tuning in.
Yeah,
That's great.
Hmm.
this is a phenomenal community over here on Rumble. It's nothing like LoopTube, neurodivergent. Yeah, make sure, guys, if you guys were in the chat prior to everybody coming in, please, please, please click on their little profile pictures and follow them. A lot of these people have channels as well, okay? And we need to continue to cross-pollinate with one another, continue to build these communities, all right? Because we keep going because you guys keep showing up. So it's just very, very important, okay, to keep this going. And I'm gonna go for some more because we keep getting rated. It's a great Monday night tonight.
Hey,
Absolutely
When
big
Eric
appreciate
says
you all.
congratulations to
when
you
Eric says
guys.
cross pollinate, it sounds so sordid.
Oh my God. At least it
Can
doesn't
I
sound gay.
can I ask you guys
I was-
something though?
Sure.
Where each of you live, do you ever go and pray at your schools?
I hang on. Rated right in.
Pray
Yeah.
at the schools? No.
Pray at the schools?
Yeah,
No.
like do you ever go? Why?
I am new.
Oh
I
man,
am
I
actually
don't.
new where I'm at, and I'm trying to find everything out. But I have never done that, actually. To be honest, I've never done
I
that.
don't. I don't have kids, so I never thought to go to a school to do that. I wouldn't even think I would be
That
allowed.
is
Well, the reason why I'm saying that is because schools is where it's all happening, right? You have all this
mhm.
fucked up shit. Sorry, I shouldn't be using that as I'm talking
Curse
about
all you
prayer.
want. That's all right. Nobody
I
cares.
know, but
Keep
I'm
Oh
talking
no,
about
listen.
prayer. I really shouldn't mix the two, but you have a lot
no,
of the ugly stuff happening at the schools. So
yeah.
it really does make a difference when people, even if you don't have children, let's say you go by yourself, you go with a few friends, and you go to the flagpole, whether it's the school or the school
Right.
district, and you just pray a little bit. Because a lot of people don't have anyone to pray for them. And I
It's a good
noticed,
point.
like, I notice when I go to school board meetings and we're praying before, it really does make a difference because we are fighting with demonic people that are sitting in these seats.
Right.
So
Yeah, because
that's
they want to do
why
evil
I'm
shit to your
asking that.
kids.
Yeah. I mean, if you can, you should. Because
But in
prayer goes
what
a long way.
context are you talking about though? Just showing up,
Yeah, I think
or are you
just
thinking
praying
like
for
through a
just
group?
Group yourself, read some scripture, or just pray. Just pray. I've gone to the school district with people. We go with Bibles, but everyone just prays, like, asking God, please, open the eyes of the people sitting on the board, open their ears so that they listen to the pleas of the parents and the pleas of the children. Like just basic prayer when you're
no, I
asking
get
God
it.
for something, because we need prayer in these schools. If we're going to make a difference, it's not just about going in there. It's not just about talking to the politicians.
Hmm.
These demonic spirits have a strong hold on these schools.
Oh
And
yeah.
if people don't pray for these children more, it's not going to stop because they have more people that are just evil people. And I know some people don't understand it if they don't have a relationship with God, they don't understand it, but it's a fact. We're fighting against really bad people,
No,
demonic
you're right.
people, and prayer goes a long way. So, whoever's listening, if you ever have time, get friends, get families, go to a flagpole in a school, or not even just go somewhere in the school and pray for the children, pray for the teachers, pray for the administration that is there in that school, because that's another way you can help them. If you can't go to a school board meeting, if you can't go to a city council meeting to talk about this stuff, pray over the children at the schools. We have a lot of believers, but they don't go and they don't show up when they need to. The least they can do is take time out of their day and go pray for some of these kids because it matters.
That's an interesting point. Uh, didn't think of it like that one. So yeah,
A
that
lot of
is a very interesting point. But on top of that, as parents, you guys have to start showing up to these. You gotta. We've been trying desperately. Gotta show up and support this grassroots movement. You have to, and it's not even just in states in California, in your district. Okay, go to school boards. I remember my dad telling me not so long ago, when a couple of years ago now, when we were starting to see. You remember when we were seeing Loudoun County in Virginia all over the airwaves because of the fights that they were having at the school boards during COVID. That was like what we first started seeing school board fights before like we started seeing what was going on in California. I remember him saying, to me, we were just having a general discussion. He was like, I never realized how, as much as I voted through my whole life, he's a viejo too, and stuff like that. He goes, I never realized how important I should have taken more time to go to your school board. He's like, you guys were lucky. He's like, you were lucky. You and your brother were lucky that our county and our boards and everything and our politicians at the time was still very conservative, and it was still a very red county at the time. He's like, so you guys didn't get any of this bullshit that got pushed on. He goes, but your cousins, he goes, I remember them pushing, not like they're doing it today. He goes, but I remember like it was being ejected and I didn't pay attention. He goes, and I'm sad that I didn't. He's like, because even though you guys weren't in school anymore, even as an old man, I should have showed up at those boards to protect your cousins, but I didn't realize what was going on. I didn't pay attention enough to understand. So it was like an interesting conversation to have with my dad. And I was like, yeah, we have to start telling parents now, regardless of whether their kids are in the district anymore, they have to fight for one another. They have to absolutely protect each other's children, okay? Because the people in the schools that are pushing these obnoxious, okay, and policies, not only coming from the state level but enforcing them at the schools, they don't give a rat's ass about your kids, okay? They don't. Many of them don't have children of their own, okay? And they're fucking and any whatever side of the spectrum of queerdom that they're on, okay? They just want to groom your kids, and it's just like it's just very important, uh as a whole, as a community, that we stand up for children, um any way we can. And it starts, we have to fight at these school boards, and we got to get the right people in, and local fam, can't stress that enough.
But you're saying the truth. It's the truth. It's all local.
Yeah, no, you're right, mamas. Definitely does. Yeah, and I encourage people to, those of you that are believers like us, definitely. I never looked at it. Just go to pray for the children, pray for especially those administrators and teachers. There are a lot of teachers that are getting a bad rap,
And they
okay,
don't.
right now, and they're trying to fight back and stuff like that. Have a good night, Hamburglar Helper. Thank you for joining us tonight. Absolutely appreciate it. Yeah, but local is more important right now than absolutely everything and stuff like that. And, none of this shit is going to stop until we start putting up firewalls everywhere locally, and then start pushing back. Like Scott said earlier on tonight, we have to stop thinking about top down. It has to be grassroots up. If it's not grassroots up, then it's just never going to fucking work. Liberty, I love you too. She gives me shit about making pierogies because I don't know how to make pierogies, and I came up with a fake way to make them. And pierogies are actually awesome. There's really only one way to have them, is to have them with the. Got to go to a polar spot and get them correctly. So she's giving me shit. She's not ever gonna stop giving me shit about that, and I deserve it.
Oh.
But I still love you, Liberty. But yeah, fam. Wow, you guys have been absolutely fantastic. These raids were just phenomenal tonight. Absolutely appreciate you all for coming to hang with us. I know we started a little late today. We had some technical difficulties. Don't worry about it. Stop. Like Scott said, come back and freaking hang with us. Come hang in the chat. We got plenty of people from the West Coast that are in the chat a lot. Okay, and they get engaged. Huh?
Of course. I'm
Yeah.
going to. I like what I'm seeing. I like the interaction that you have with obviously your loyal followers to your podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And that's nice.
Just put us on while you're cooking.
Yeah, just put us on in the background while you you just put us on while you're making shit. You'll be good. Oh, I forgot about that, Ash. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. She teases me about pierogies. I forgot about her vibrator overheating on her.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no.
OG Sin is Vegas based.
Oh.
Vegas, fun town. We've had people from Vegas as well too, by the way.
Mhm.
This is Bonitafalls, Patty. She's a parent and an activist out in the state of California trying to protect kids from all the nonsense and the bullshit that the leftards and the demons on the left have been pushing in, not only in the state of California, but here across the country, but in particular in California, where it's the worst right now in the country. and she's going out of her way along with the rest of her grassroots movement, and we've been discussing that, KD, tonight about the fight that's going on to protect children in the state of California. Handy news. OG Sin 13 says that he's Vegas based. Like I said, Vegas is a cool town. Handy news. Red is using the doxing chat. Hang on. What did I miss? Mods, pick that up. I missed something. What did I miss, Neuro? Which one is that? I didn't see it. If you guys see it, take care of it. Oh, okay. I got you. OG is handy news. OG. Never mind. See? You never know who's for you. That okay. OG and handy news are one and the same. Cass, you got anybody in mind you think we should rate tonight? You brought everybody here to come hang with us, so we want to make sure that we pay it forward when we get ready to roll here. Once again, you guys have just been absolutely phenomenal. Patty, if you could want to let everybody know, where they can find you. By the way, her links are in the description. And what you got going on, the fight that you keep going on, because we're on the way out here.
Okay, so I am in Orange County, and my only social media is Bonitafalls. And hopefully we can talk soon, because I am more than likely going to move to go run in a school board for a school board.
Good for you.
So
good for you.
Very nice. We want to be your first. We want to be your first
Yeah.
podcast if you do.
Yeah. You can't release information like that, okay? And you got to come on here first.
No, so just so that I don't just go to school board meetings. It's mainly what I've been posting lately, but I do like to go to a variety, like board of supervisors, board of education, commission meetings, because I've noticed that everything is a circle.
Right.
People pass the same things in a sense in different agendas for the different board meetings, but everything kind of interacts with each other. So for those of you that don't pay attention, I know he just said where to find me under Bonitafalls, but I'm asking those of you that don't really look into politics, please start looking at your local agenda for your different councils, because sometimes people catch something unknowingly, and getting on chats like this and talking to podcasters like them, it makes a difference, because then we all share the information to go to these meetings, and we know how to go at them by you guys sharing information. So
It's a very,
yeah.
very good point. Very good point. I think the chats are very, very important on these platforms, in particular here on Rumble. As you see how we get going on Rumble, it's all right, Rans. Don't worry about it. It's all good. We're getting ready to head out. You can catch us on the next time. All right. Appreciate you though. We welcome all raiders. We've been all right. So we got hit twice tonight. I thought Renz was gonna hit us the third time.
Well,
So
good to know I was on when you got hit, sir. Good.
when we got raided, you get to see what it's like, right? Like it's actually pretty damn cool.
It is.
It's all patriots. Yeah. Liberty says they wouldn't want me for council. I'd make everyone watch Boston Blackie.
I gotta
Now I
look
gotta
up
go
what the
look that
hell
up.
that is.
I gotta look that up.
I'm
God.
afraid to search that.
Speaking of, we have movie night next Saturday, guys. Okay. Actually, this Saturday coming up. What am I talking about next Saturday? On the 15th, movie night. We got what was it, that one again? Oh my God. I think it's Idiocracy. Yeah, Idiocracy one. Okay. So who do you got? Third Railify is live. We'll go to Third Railify. I haven't rated them in quite some time, so we'll make sure that we raid them. Thanks, Cass. Appreciate it. Yes, so this Saturday coming up, we got movie night. Come make sure you hang out. Salty Dog Show will be on Saturday at 6 p.m. to 8. And then after that, on the Discord, okay? We did the scary movie already on the Discord, so make sure you sign up. Jonathan, please drop that in there. If you don't mind, please, the Discord. Or just hit exclamation point Discord, anybody in the chat, and it should work. But yeah, we got that going. Patty, it's been a fantastic conversation. Absolutely appreciate it. You've been a remarkable guest. When you get ready to run and you get ready to actually release that, you have to come on with Scott and I. You absolutely must.
Oh, for sure, because
Yeah.
it's
Uh,
a progressive city. So yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely must. It's just important. We have to get that. We got to get you here. Why is it? I don't see them live, Cass. Let me refresh this. I don't know why I don't see. I should see third rail. Why don't I see them? Oh, there they go. Okay. All right. So yeah. All right, Scott. You got anything, brother?
No, nothing specific. Um, you can find my main channel on Instagram, red underscore daywalker 2.0. I'm really hurting for followers, so if you don't mind, give me a follower there. I appreciate it.
Don't listen to him. He's being a
And
dick.
I'm not being a dick. I feel really bad about
He's
myself.
rubbing it in. He's rubbing salt in the wound right now.
Feel really bad about my progress the last, few days. So I and you can also find me on Rumble, Patriot Daywalker. And if you are beyond the regular stuff and you want to look down real rabbit holes, follow me on Telegram, Red Daywalker Rabbit Holes. Look for me on there.
No. All right, fam. I will take us out because I know you got to get going, Scott. I know you got to get going, Patty. I will just got to cover a few more things. I
Thanks
got
for
to set us
coming,
up for the
Patty.
raid. Thanks, Patty. We
Thank you for
absolutely appreciate you.
Mhm.
And definitely, like I said, when you're actually ready to run, you make sure that you let us know so we can bring you on and have that announcement here on Break the Machine podcast.
that. Sounds good.
Awesome.
The mama says, "Oh, we'll go check Telegram then." Thanks, Neuro, for dropping in Red Day's Patriot Day Walker, throwing in his Rumble in there. Neuro helps out with the modding as well, along with John and Cass. When they get some
Cool.
time, they jump in and do their thing and stuff like that. Absolutely appreciate it. Patty should be a regular. Liberty likes you. She likes you
Oh,
better than
okay.
me.
Liberty. It's because she's a woman. You see, women have to stick together.
Patty was all nervous at first, and now she's part of the
Yeah,
family.
now she's part of the family. Absolutely, 100%. So, all right, guys, I will take us out. Thanks again.
All
Thank you
right.
very much,
Thank you.
Patty. Appreciate it. Red Day. I will see you, brother, Friday, but I'm sure we will talk during the week.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, America, what a great show tonight with Patty. Absolute fantastic. You guys, you Raiders are absolutely incredible. Love every single one of you. This is what it's all about. This is part of my American dream is continuing to not only talk to you guys, but this is therapy for me, but just to continue to build this community, man. Just like you guys are phenomenal and we keep overlapping with one another and stuff like that. And it's just a fantastic thing. We keep building each other up and helping and whatnot. And it is just a great thing to see. I really genuinely appreciate all of you, the Raiders that came in to hang with us tonight. We are going to go to Third Railify tonight and raid them over there. They're a great group of people over there, so you'll enjoy. If you enjoyed this show, you will absolutely enjoy theirs as well. They talk a lot about it, a lot of good stuff. They hit on not just politics, they hit culture as well. So you guys should pretty much enjoy that. So appreciate it all. You guys have been phenomenal. Thank you, Raiders. Once again, don't forget to sign up for the Discord. We have movie night. I will see you all on Wednesday for Warrior Wednesday. I didn't get a chance to have one the last time because I was sick. So there will be a Warrior Wednesday this Wednesday. And then Friday, we have Gratefully Awake with Tori, who's going to come in to hang with us. And then we're working on next Monday because we had a slot open up. So I will see you all coming up. And remember, I am the Big Red One Guy signing out. And remember that together and only together can we break the machine. God bless you all. God bless America. Have a phenomenal night. And I will see you all on Wednesday, fam. Good night.